Excuse me for a second, man, because it was going a little slow. But yo. Welcome back to another episode of House of Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Hewitt. I'm here with my guy, Smooth. Chubbs is going to be joining us later. We got the reoccurring guest in Joe. And then we got my man, Son, here. Let's go ahead and get into these topics. This week, we'll be talking about, is Travis Kelce the best tight end to ever do it? Talk about the terrible Thursday night games we've been getting so far this season. Get into some NBA talk, and is Devontae Adams' push the worst thing that happened so far this season, man? Let's get to it, guys, man. Finally happy to be back for another episode. We appreciate everybody that comes through and listens to us each and every week. If this is your first time, man, make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you guys download that episode. Give us a nice review, and then come to the YouTube, hit that like button, hit that go ahead and comment and subscribe, man. Basketball season is right around the corner, so we'll be back to our double episodes. One episode dedicated to football, one episode dedicated to basketball on a weekly basis. And then, we got the NFL Week 6 pick'em. So, Smooth, before we get started, anything you want to say to the people?
No, thanks for listening. Keep on viewing us, keep on checking us out, trying to get the ball rolling. We about to be back, like Wayne said, with the NBA topics. Y'all know I'm a big fan of the NBA. I got my Jason Tatum spills coming. So, just be prepared. Mr. Right is in full effect. And let's get it.
All right, Joe, Son, anything y'all want to say to the people before we get started?
Hey, man, I just want to shout out Bowie State, man. Best HBCU in the country. Shout out them Bulldogs.
Hey, I don't know if you want prime time to hear that. Who is Sweat if I ain't Sweat? All right, man. Let's go ahead and get started into these topics, man. So I do see I don't really want to talk to Sean Watson, so let's go to another topic.
I don't want to talk to Sean Watson, bro.
Because I feel like that.
That's too much right now.
Right, you saying that's too much going on right there.
Every week a different lawsuit, like.
All right. So only thing I want to ask, just as far as that topic goes, like, do y'all think that it's just a he say she say type of thing? Another lady just coming out the woodworks with it because they see what's happening, or?
I feel like it's a money pit. Honestly, it's a money pit at this point. If you could say I've ever massaged Deshaun Watson, I gave this guy a massage. You know what I'm saying? Any female could say
once he started settling, he gonna have to keep settling.
It's over with. Yeah, it's a money pit.
But the thing is, like,
I will say, Bama a super freak. That's like some super freak. Like, he's wild. He is wild.
Nah, yeah, he is wild. Man. You got that many masseuses, bro. That's
come on,
nasty work.
Not everybody lying.
The only reason though he said he's settling is because don't nobody want to hear his side of the story anyway. Like, so he just taking it easy. You know what I'm saying? Just because you settle,
he trying to get it out of the news cycle. That's what he's trying to do. But
this is what I think is. I think he wants to start playing first, and I feel like he's going to do an interview. He's going to do an interview. They're going to talk about it after everything's settled, and he's going to tell them his side of the story. I think because I feel like in the situations like this, it's. And I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but the men is literally on the losing side all the time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's right or he's wrong. He's going to start on the losing side. So I think for him, it's probably his PR or somebody that's just like, yo, just let this die down, pay whoever you got to pay, and then tell your story later. So I was like, I'm just. He's
trying to get on the field. Yeah, he's just trying to get on the field.
Exactly. I agree with that, but I'll say like because this is a man on the losing side type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If I know I'm telling the truth, I'm willing to die on that hill. For me personally, you know what I'm saying? Me as a man, you know what I'm saying? I got to stand up for what I'm saying, because I don't want you out here believing that I'm this type of guy, and I'm really not that type of guy. But I just want the money, and I want to get on the field. You know what I'm saying? Integrity over everything for me. I feel like at that point, you already been hit with the 25, then the 26 come out. So it's like, now you starting to see like some of this stuff is just coming out the woodworks. Like people just they just throwing your name in the dirt just because it's we got some money for you if you say he did something to you too. So now it's like, all right, I got.
And they even saying like they're not even the accuser is not even trying to release her name. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they won't try to take the case.
But think about it.
That's the only way they was able to settle the other ones because they actually got the names.
They gave the names.
But this one, she's not trying to release the name. So
we also got to think about the safety of the woman because there's some crazy people out there, and people probably send death threats and things like that.
That's a fact.
Especially crazy, like it's like crazy Browns fans. So I can see why they don't want to say their name. So like, I can understand that. But
definitely don't want to make a scene.
Right. Like, on your point of integrity, though, that's a. I feel like that's a. How can I say? Just a person-to-person thing, right?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson probably don't care about that. He probably like, man, I'm just trying to get the bread. And if some of those
he trying to get out of the news cycle,
right? And some of those stories might be true though. So it might be. We don't know.
26 is a lot. I mean, somewhere in there, 26 people. I know you ain't did 26 people wrong in your life to where all of them gonna lie on you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on.
That is a lot. But when you got a lot of money, when you have a lot of money, you attract a lot of people too. So
for sure,
it can go so many different ways. Like that's why this situation is so like weird.
Yeah, I ain't trying to make a joke about it, but there's like, this our contract, ain't you? This our contract.
I'm telling you, they want all that. They want all of it.
Yeah. I feel for the victims, though. You know, it is definitely a serious situation. So I'm not,
Right.
And shout out to the women for coming forward, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that is true, you know what I'm saying? That takes a different level of bravery to be able to come out and admit something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So shout out to them for doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think for Deshaun, he's just trying to get it out of the news cycle. That's why he's settling, but he opened a can of worms once you do that. Either way, it's a lose-lose for the women, lose-lose for him too. So prayers for everybody that's involved, man. So
for sure,
that's crazy. In other news that's not really football-worthy, but during the Raiders' loss, Devontae Adams at the end of the game, frustrated, cameraman walked in front of him and he pushed him down. He did apologize right after, but it looks like he is being charged with a misdemeanor assault for pushing that cameraman. The cameraman went to the hospital. Now, my question to you guys is, do we really think this guy got hurt? Or is he really milking it? And if he's milking it, would you do the same?
So,
one thing to say. Oh, go ahead, Joy.
I have a question. Like, so do you have to charge them with assault to, like, sue a person? Does that have to happen?
I think he's going for the most money. He going for the most money. So assault was like, you know what I'm saying? He went for the biggest charge that he could get. He AI'd him. He did what AI did to your boy. He stepped over him after he pushed him over. He hit him with the step over. Like, he wasn't regretful. I don't know if he. The Tyronn Lue. I don't know if he really apologized to dude when he after he pushed him, because he hit him with the AI, like stepped over him. Okay. This is another situation where I feel like you got to control your emotions.
Yeah,
right.
That man said, "My neck, my back, my neck and my back."
Yeah, he suffered a whiplash, a headache, and a possible minor concussion for that.
Come on, man.
Zero.
Come on, man.
Everybody got a concussion. Everybody got a concussion.
Come on, man. I think this goes back to crazy. This goes back to like those guys that be that have been running onto the field. I know DL Smooth, you just like talked on that. You know what I'm saying? Those people that have been running on the field, everybody's suing. That's another money pit thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You doing something. Yeah. You messing with people's emotions.
I was saying, jumping on the field, like they doing that on purpose just so they can get slammed and lawsuit out the
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I think like stuff like that more so that like you're liable. Like there ain't no lawsuits that's gonna come from that because you're endangering players, well-being by just running on the field. We don't know what you got on you. We don't know what you're about to do, what your intentions are. So, security reacting that way or players reacting that way, that's just natural. The player's not gonna be held accountable for how they react. This situation, though, I just think it was frustration. I think any one of us probably would have did the same thing.
Right.
Because go ahead.
On the other side, like if I got pushed by Davante Adams, I'm literally falling on the ground. I'm doing the most. That's an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the opportunity. Like anyone.
Hold on, my neck.
It was definitely, obviously a stupid move by him, but I don't think it was as big as it was. Bro. There's no way he got a concussion. No way he sustained any injuries. None of that, bro. He just trying.
And he also, like, if you watch it, like, I ain't gonna lie, he kind of got surprised by it. I don't think he knows.
Did. I was waiting for somebody to say that. He did.
Because he walk in Madison and look up and somebody like you might think it's like a Kansas City Chiefs fan, like because
he was right there in his face.
Yeah, so he just pushed him out of the way. So like, I don't think he really meant to like. I don't think he knew it was a cameraman. I think if he knew it was a cameraman, he wouldn't have pushed him like that. Like, damn, I'm frustrated. And then he like, damn, fans be running to people's face and doing some wild shit. So he probably thought like a fan that came in his face, overexcited, he shoved him out of the way because like he was.
I was hoping that somebody was going to say that.
His head was down. Like his head was down. They look up at somebody right there, bro.
Yeah.
So
that was the cameraman. I think he was trying to get a certain view, but at the same time, like you said, head was down. He wasn't really paying attention. He look up and you just see somebody right there. You don't know what's going on. So your first instinct, that's why I say, like, people do this stuff when it's celebrity athlete, whatever. People gonna do that stuff to try to get some type of buzz going, try to get a reaction, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He might have been trying to get a picture. Who knows? But at the same time, as a celebrity athlete, those guys got to be cautious of stuff. And then on top of that, he frustrated. You just lost. Last second. You know what I'm saying? Like,
security. I'm gonna play the security guard. The security team as well. They supposed to clear out when the players are walking through. They supposed to clear down, make sure nobody walking. I just had a guy working, but even if you're working, you still got to clear down and let the players walk through. So
he walking at last minute.
I'm gonna play devil advocate here, right? Just cuss, right? Just cuss. I was just thinking about it, right? I'm just thinking about the perspective of the cameraman, right? Yes, it's Davante Adams is frustrated. You also have to understand he's like what 6'2", 6'3". He's a big dude.
He's 6'1".
6'1". Okay, my bad. He's 6'1". He's 6'1". He's still a big guy. He's still big. He's still a big guy. Second, there has been talks about Davante Adams being frustrated with just playing in the game and just things like that. And to get a view of him like that will be a great shot for a cameraman. He's doing his job. He's not out of position. He's not in the wrong area. And as Davante Adams, in being a player, an NFL player, being someone someone's always looking at, he has to be on his best behavior. Correct?
They got zoom for that,
but listen. If you're not right,
they can zoom in with the camera, bro. Don't come in my face to get the picture, bro. They got better quality cameras nowadays, bro.
But as an NFL athlete, you are an example for as many other players. So you have to act accordingly. And other people do get fined when they do wild stuff. But in this case, it was actually assault because he did push the guy. So I can say equally, I mean, yes, invasion of space, but you kind of relinquish that a little bit when you become a superstar, NFL superstar. So a lot of people are going to be in that space, and you have to get used to that. Whether it was a fan, and if it was a fan, it probably would have been worse if it was a fan that did it.
And I'm gonna play devil's advocate to that point because at the same time, like knowing how players can react from being on the field and being frustrated and coming off of a loss and stuff like that, you have to be cognizant of like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like emotion. Like come on, brother. You going like I just lost. Like it sucks that even when it comes to like players having to have after game interviews after a loss, you know what I'm saying? It's mandatory for them to speak or certain players to speak after the games. Even you know what I'm saying. Even if they don't want to, they have to be part of their contract. So I feel like maybe this. I don't think in this particular case it was an instance in which we was trying to get a reaction out of them, but for players to respond like that, that's pretty natural. Like, and it comes from being on the field. You know what I mean? And players having. I'm not gonna say that right, but
when has that been natural? When have we seen
I'm not saying in this specific
physically, put their hands on an employee?
Okay, I'll say this.
Like when have we seen that?
Number one,
I mean, but it was just a push. Like it wasn't like he punched him in the face. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm kind of like indifferent about it. It's still, not like
it's still physical contact. Again,
what if he would have just ran him over and just not pushed him?
I just want you to know, I am on Davante Adams' side. I would probably push him out my way too. but I'm just saying, as in the perspective of organization, media, that's not. I feel like that's not how you're looking at it. Like you have to be representable, and you can't be putting your hands on people, especially pushing them out your way.
You 100% correct. If you playing devil advocate, you know what I'm saying. From an organizational standpoint, wrong. But we have to understand that these celebrities, these athletes, are still human beings. So yes, I'm still going through my emotions. I'm still processing the fact that we just lost. I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And this guy wasn't in position to be taking those pictures. He literally, if that clip could get run back, he's literally walking across his face as he's walking through the tunnel, and he surprises him. So, whatever happens might be a reaction. It might not be premeditated, like, oh, if this guy don't move out my way, I'm about to push him over. It was more so like head down, look up, and you just see somebody right in front of you, and it's just like, hey, yo, like I'm frustrated already. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? What I will say is, when you're an athlete, you got to hold your, especially a NFL professional athlete, whether it's NBA, any of those things, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? Even collegiately, we learn that when you going to collegiate, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard because you're holding a certain status quo, your name of the school that you're at, the name of the organization you're a part of, you're holding that name along with your name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be smart in those instances. But at the same time, it's people that's hungry out here for attention. They hungry out here for that good shot. Oh, I'm going to try to get this shot of this Davante Adams real quick. So he hurried up and tried to rush across his face, and he got a reaction that he wasn't expecting. Now, honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with him doing that. Pressing charges.
Pushing him or?
No, pressing the charges. I mean, because,
yeah, of course.
Hey, I'm trying to get some money.
Too.
I'm trying to get some money.
It's just like, bro, I'm looking like this man might. It's
now,
crazy.
my question is to play devil's advocate of that. If he's suing a player for that, is he ruining his chances as being a cameraman in the NFL?
I don't need to be a cameraman anymore. I don't need. Why
you do.
He's not
how much
getting
money
that.
you think I was about to say, how much cash you think you getting from that?
I'm
You
trying to
still
get
need
the
to be a
most.
cameraman.
Yeah, I was saying he may get.
How much you
You're
think
not getting
cameramans
nothing
make in the
crazy.
NFL though? How much? You
Probably
think?
like 7,500 a game.
70.
That's probably a lot. That's probably a lot.
I doubt he getting $50,000 from this. He probably get a cool.
What? Oh, you're crazy.
A cool 15. That's what I was about to say. A cool 15.
Nah, if he said neck, head trauma, that's like easily 100,000.
Concussion.
If Davante gonna have a good lawyer, bro, he gonna
That's
be
an
straight.
easy
Yeah,
100,000.
he's not 100,000. He's not. That's
Just
honestly
crazy.
100,000. That mean
Yes.
I had to kill you.
That's
Like yo, like in
He's trying
settlements,
to take his
it's like
game check.
like what's your man Henry Ruggs? Like settlements with like the families or like stuff like that. Like they're getting like upwards to like 100,000, million, stuff like that. But
that
I pushed you over.
I mean, that's
bro.
like right.
I pushed you over.
But I don't know,
You
man.
alright.
When you talk about head and you talk about the head injuries, head trauma, that plays a lot because if you get a head injury, that could ruin your entire life.
Bro, this man ain't getting no head injury. Joey, bro.
Go get your
That's
money,
what
Slim.
saying.
Go get your money. Go get your money, dog.
If that's what he's saying, that's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying. He has a good argument. If he comes back, he has a concussion, right? So
All right. Let's actually talk
I just
about.
think it's like last thing I say about it, like I just think it's messed up because the fact that it's an assault charge, they saying that this man might face 6 months in jail.
No, that's wild.
Come on, man.
Like, that's crazy. Like,
come on,
imagine
man.
that. Like this man going to jail for 6 months over something like
For
$1,000. Yeah, but I think obviously they're gonna try to get the lesser of the sin. But
he gonna settle. The dude's gonna settle. They said, just pay me, bro. And he gonna be like, all right, bro.
Give me my money.
Let's talk about the actual game, though. So the Chiefs beat the Raiders on Monday night, 17-point lead. For me, I don't know. It's something about the Chiefs. No matter how much they go down by, I always feel like they're going to come back. Right? Travis Kelce scored 4 touchdowns. Right? The Raiders' defensive line played a great game as well. And I'm going to say this, and people might think I'm crazy, and people might think I'm off the limb.
Hot take.
But we're watching. This is crazy. We are literally watching the greatest tight end ever to play. Go through it. When he's said and done, he's going to be the best of all time, right? But even crazier is we are watching the prime of literally the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football, and we're just trying to ignore it so
you
bad.
Like the Chiefs. It's like much like the Chiefs.
He's a Chiefs fan. He's definitely a Chiefs fan.
God.
People were trying to deny when Braun was there, not people like damn. Come to the party early. Don't be late. Come to the party early. When it's all said and done, Patrick Mahomes will be the greatest quarterback to ever throw the pigskin. And I'm stamping it right now. 15
so the
years
topic
from now,
was Chiefs good, Raiders bad. I'm gonna say Chiefs always been Super Bowl contenders. Cool. They're not pretenders. Raiders, they beat my squad last year to get in the playoffs. Ravens, cool. But what I will say is, then you add a guy like Devontae Adams, then that goes into the frustration. Is Patrick Mahomes going to go down as the best quarterback ever? We don't know. He's definitely in his prime right now. Is Kelce like that? Yeah, he is, but is he the best tight end to ever come out? No. He's arguably not even the best tight end this year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I like
Ravens fans.
I like the Chiefs.
I
will say I like the Chiefs.
Come on.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you some stats.
No, hold on. Let me know how Mark Andrews is better than Travis Kelce.
There it is. Okay,
it's 2 catches.
Here you go.
So 2 catches for 15 yards versus the Bills. That is arguably the best tight end this year.
I'm gonna give you the stats. Period. I'm gonna give you the stats. Period.
Like
Kelce,
give me it.
Kelce has 33 receptions.
How many? Tell me.
347 yards, right?
Kelce.
33 receptions, 347 yards, along with 35, 7 touchdowns. Okay, cool. Okay. Mark Andrews has 1 less reception with 32 receptions, but 2 more yards.
Before you even say
349 yards.
No, before you say, 2 more yards, right? How many touchdowns Mark Andrews got for the season? And how many touchdowns Mark Andrews got for the season? How many touchdowns Travis Kelce had last game?
Cool. Kelce had his last game, but the topic was
next.
Are the Chiefs good or are the Raiders bad? And we know that the Raiders are bad. The Raiders are bad.
In week 1 versus the Jets, my man had 5 catches for 52 yards, right?
Right.
What is that? That's not good. He's never been better than Travis Kelce. You know why? 1, Travis Kelce catch game-winning touchdowns. Your guy drops them. This is a fact. This is a fact. What about 4 of them last year?
I'll say 3.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Okay.
But what I will say is,
and your guy putting up numbers, right? I'll give you this year. He can put up numbers because he don't got Travis Kelce. Don't got receivers, but Travis Kelce was putting up numbers similar to him with Tyreek Hill on his team.
Mark Andrews has never had receivers. He's always been the primary. And
Travis has not always been the primary. He's
the primary,
a top 5 receiver. He has to share the ball with a top 5 wide receiver.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm gonna say to you, right? So if we're looking at analytically, where Patrick Mahomes goes with the ball on 3rd and short for these first downs, he's going to Kelce. That's his number one person that he's going to.
I'll give that to you.
Any throw that he makes over 20 yards, of course he was going to Tyreek. Tyreek's burning up double coverage.
Like you said, he still got to throw the ball to Tyreek. Right?
I agree. I agree with you. I'm not saying.
So that's there, right?
Yes.
You got versus throwing the ball to Hollywood Brown. And ask me this. Is it easier for a tight end to catch the ball and get big yards when your team is a dominant run team, when you have the play action aspect, or when your team can't run the ball and you don't have the play action aspect? So you just getting open because you getting open.
Well, y'all have passing. Y'all are a passing offense. So obviously,
exactly.
Okay, so y'all would have more aspects to be able to get your tight end open. That goes to my point. We're a predominantly run offense. So when we run play action, of course, on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, whatever, we're running play action.
Y'all not running play action on 3rd and 6, though. Y'all running play action
We're running overs.
Second down.
We're running overs. But the primary target is going to be who? Mark Andrews.
If you run a play action against the best, if you have the best run offense and you run play action on 1st or 2nd down, your tight end can easily sling back there and get passes, which he does.
He does. Yes.
Mark Andrews had similar stats to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce missed a game and got taken out of 2 games due to injury, and they still put up similar stats last year.
Hey, I totally agree with you, but what I'm saying is when it all comes down to it, I feel like is Travis Kelce going to be the best to ever do it? Is Patrick Mahomes going to be the best to ever do it? I don't think Travis Kelce. You could probably put Mahomes in that category to say that he might, but Travis Kelce still has some things that he got to do. All time,
what he got to do?
He still hasn't broken the all-time receiving touchdowns for a tight end record Gronk has. He's still got some things that he has to do for a red zone target that he's not doing to be able to say that he's the all-time best tight end ever to do it.
So all that is a touchdown because I'm pretty sure he already passed Gronk for receiving yards because he has the most 1,000-yard receiving yards by any tight end.
Yes.
Right? And your guy played with Gronk played with the greatest quarterback of all time. Think about it. Travis Kelce only has had Patrick Mahomes for 4 years. Alex Smith was throwing him the fucking ball.
Yeah, Alex Smith was not no slouch though. Don't play like Alex Smith was a slouch for y'all. He was not a slouch for y'all. When y'all actually traded wait. When y'all traded Alex Smith, the league was up in shambles. A lot of people was like, what are y'all doing? But we understand now, but a lot of people were like, what are y'all doing? Because Alex Smith was not no slouch.
Was he a top 10 QB? Slouch.
That's like yes, yes, he was. Come on. Who? Okay. Who was he better than back then? Who was better than him back then? Give me 10.
I'll take no neck painting.
Okay.
I'll take Andrew Luck.
Okay.
That was the first 2 years of Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota? Are you kidding me?
He beat him in the playoff game.
There was, yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Big Ben, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson.
There was a lot of quarterbacks that was better than
what are we doing?
You're only at 6. You're only at 6.
I was taking Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Now you're just throwing guys in there. You're just throwing guys in there.
Joe Flacco was better than him.
Joe Flacco was balling around that time.
Fact.
Joe Flacco was
But
balling.
you're taking Kirk Cousins. You just threw Kirk Cousins in there, man. Come on, don't
He
give me
taking
that.
Kirk Cousins over him.
All right, but you're still at 8. You're still at 8. You're still at 8.
2 more, man.
You're still at 8.
You look at all the quarterbacks back in the day.
You're at 8.
All right, well, while you do that, I can't agree with you, Rashawn, when you say that Travis Kelce not the best tight end in the league right now. It's between him, Andrews, and Waller. Those are the top 3 tight ends right now.
Oh, no. That wasn't my argument. I said, he's the best ever.
Yeah, no. And touching
I got you. I'm back. I'm back, bro. I'm back. It's hella people that was better than him. Oh my God, Tony Romo. I will take Andy Dalton. I'll take Aaron Rodgers. I'll take Matt Ryan.
You're taking Andy Dalton, who right now is arguably a third string quarterback for the Saints.
Where is Alex Smith in the league?
He had a broken fibula, tibula, libula, manibula.
Shit, Derek Carr was better than him. Cam Newton was better than him.
I don't know, man. I understand.
Tony Romo was better than him.
But to say he wasn't
Ryan Tannehill was better
quarterback.
than him.
He wasn't a good quarterback, though. He wasn't good enough to get him the ball.
Was better than him.
Dude, to look at
Eli Manning was better than him.
Listen, he's not gonna let this go, bro.
I know. I see. But what I'm saying is to say he didn't have a quarterback that wasn't Jay Cutler. Come on, dog. Come on, you killing me now. He's killing me. But to say he didn't have a good enough quarterback to get him the ball.
Colin Kaepernick was better than him. Pre-knee. Pre-nil.
I'm dead.
To say that he's been in the league longer than Mark Andrews, right? 1 year longer.
Who?
Travis Kelce?
No, he's been in the league a little bit longer than him.
Yeah, probably more than 1 year. But what I'm saying is they are two of the guys. So for you to say he's the best in the league right now, I don't know. For you to say him the best, for you to say him the
guy that catch touchdowns and not drop them.
Dwayne, all right. Will he be the best tight end of all time? That's a stretch because I don't see him being better than Gronk.
Wait, hold on.
Because Gronk
was
more dynamic than Travis Kelce was, bro.
Only thing he does better than him is block.
Bro. You're a part of the interior.
That's a part of being a tight end. That's a part of being a tight end.
Hold on.
Travis Kelce is a big slot, bro, for the Chiefs, bro. He's a big slot.
I agree.
Hold on for a second.
Go ahead, Joey.
Listen real quick. Travis Kelce. I'm looking at the top tight ends right now. All time ever played the game. Travis Kelce is above Gronk in yards.
Look at the receptions and targets, though. You know, we take that into account.
We're looking at the receptions and targets.
Now he's talking about efficiency.
Travis Kelce has less than 100 more targets than him, but he has more than 100 receptions than him. Think about it. He has less than 100 targets, less than 100 more targets than Gronkowski, but he has 100 more receptions than him. So he catches the ball more when the ball is thrown to him.
In a primarily passing offense.
But check this out. Travis Kelce averaged more yards per game, and Travis Kelce played less games than him. So looking at the stats based off the best tight end right now is Tony Gonzalez, which is going to be hard for Travis Kelce to catch up to him. I don't think he's going to do it. But I think Travis Kelce is on pace to be the second best tight end of all time. I don't think he's going to beat Tony Gonzalez. He's already better than
6 rings.
I think he's. I mean,
I'm talking about rings for like a position that's not a quarterback, bro.
The only thing I will say about Gronk is Gronk has a lot more touchdowns.
Yeah,
but Gronk has played longer than Travis Kelce.
Because if you're saying that Tom Brady was primarily throwing to Gronk, wouldn't that account for the reason why he was winning games?
They won 2 Super Bowls. They won 2 Super Bowls.
They won 1 Super Bowl.
In order for you to say that Mahomes is the best, you got to say that.
In order
for you to say both, you got to say that.
I agree. But listen though, but if you're talking about rings, how long has Gronk been with Tom Brady?
Every step of the way.
Since what? 2010,
12.
2011? Something like that?
2012.
Right. And so Gronk has 6 rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he also went to Bucks and got it. Travis Kelce been with Patrick Mahomes for 4 years.
Gronk got 3 rings, bro. I don't know where this 6 rings coming from.
Okay, so Gronk has 3 rings.
I mean, I'm tripping. I just think that.
In 2012, since 2012, he's been with Brady.
Travis Kelce is with.
And the 1 ring he won, they won it without him.
Patrick.
They shouldn't have been down 28-3 though.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce has been together for 4 years, and he already has 1 ring. So if you do
the math.
Yes, but how long has Gronk been with Tom Brady? For a long.
He was with him for 10 years, but Mahomes been with what's the name for 4 years and has one.
Before.
So the math
But
ain't matching.
Isn't this year 4?
Talking about ratio. 4.
Yeah.
This is
year 4.
This is year 4 coming up right now.
This year 5. This year 5.
This year 5. Yeah, this is year 5.
So what makes you think Patrick Mahomes can't go back-to-back and win it again?
Because they lost to
rings.
Gronk and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. That's why.
Oh my God! Just because they lost it,
Are you a
doesn't mean anything.
Are you a Patriots fan or a Tom Brady fan?
Nah, I just got to keep it consistent.
This guy.
I just got to keep it
This
consistent.
guy.
He won 2 rings in 11 years. What ratio are we talking about?
Who's
Gronk
that?
has 2 rings in 11 years?
Yeah, because the 2018 he didn't play. They won it without him. So I'm not
He still
counting
won
that
it.
ring,
He still
bro.
won it. That's his ring. That's
He didn't play in the Super Bowl.
That's
He
still
didn't play in
his
the
ring. He didn't play in the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl, but he played that season. Yeah, you act like he was out the whole season.
Let me y'all count Carson Wentz ring when they won?
No, they don't.
What?
So don't do that then. Don't do that then. Y'all don't. So don't do that. Don't
Yo,
count rings.
everybody knows. Everybody
I'm
knows
gonna say-
that Carson Wentz ring came on the back of Nick Foles. Everybody knows that.
That
Everybody
ring came
knows
on the
that.
back of Julian Edelman.
Everybody
know that.
Bald.
Talking about
Julian
Hall of Famer Julian Edelman.
Bald. Get out of here! Stop.
Hall of
Like, we're not going
Famer
to just count that ring for Gronk.
versus a guy.
Let's stop.
Hall of Famer versus a
Hall
guy.
of Famer. Oh my God, bro.
Julian Edelman. No, Julian Edelman is a Hall. Him, Wes Welker. They're Hall of Fame slot
We
guys.
gonna die before them niggas get in the Hall of Fame.
They're going to get there though. They're going to get there. They're going to get there though. They're going to get there.
They're not gonna live to see that.
They're going to be
not gonna live to
7th
see
ballot,
that.
but they're going to
Thank
get there.
you.
7th, 27th. What are you talking about?
They're going to get
7th.
in there though. Dog.
7th?
I'm telling you.
What makes Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
It's crazy.
What?
Especially Wes Welker. You
Hey,
can't
we
say
might as
that.
well
Wes
throw
Welker for sure.
Nick Foles in there too, bro.
Nah.
Put Alex Smith in there too.
Hey, yo,
this
that's
point-
funny. That's funny.
They're going to be.
Anyway.
This wasn't even the big thing is
Will he be the best
Patrick
all time?
Mahomes-
It's too soon to tell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Too soon to tell.
Patrick
Yes,
Mahomes
yes,
is on
yes.
pace to be the best quarterback of all time. Won an MVP, won a Super Bowl MVP, then an AFC Championship all 4 years, and they're gonna make it again this year. So you
It's
know
too
what I'm saying?
early
And I
to
also
tell
think it's
that
very-
though.
Because, like, I
It's
mean,
too early.
God's, I don't want it to happen, but if he get hurt, then what? It's gonna be hypothetical. You know what I'm saying? If his season
it's too
started
early.
early
Patrick
because
Mahomes
of
got a
injury or whatever.
career-ending injury. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer right now.
Wow.
No.
Think about.
What?
Think about.
What?
Think
First
about.
ballot?
If Patrick
What he-
Mahomes had a career-ending injury, he wouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer right now.
Think about
Right
what
now
he's
with
done
one
in 4
ring?
years.
What, 2 rings? How many rings he got?
And an MVP.
He's
Yeah,
been
one.
the best quarterback in NFL.
He has one
since
ring
Step on the field.
And one,
He's
he
been
has
to-
one ring, one MVP.
And he has 2. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, correct?
2 Super Bowls.
I don't know if that makes him a first ballot. A first ballot.
He did that. I'm not saying first ballot, but he did that in 4 years. That's kind of a Hall of Fame career. One Super
If
Bowl.
he had a season, if he had a career-ending injury, knock on wood, he was the best quarterback every year he played. What are we talking about right now?
What you think, Smooth?
I know.
And he got an MVP.
They know what I'm gonna say, bro. You know exactly the point I'm gonna say, Wayne. So I don't know why you say this every time, bro. You cannot be considered the best quarterback that year when he lost to the person that you put on your Mount Rushmore of football. B beat him in the Super
What does
Bowl.
winning in the Super Bowl has to do with anything when it's a team sport? When LeBron
Now
lost,
it's
was he not the best player in the league?
Now it's a team sport.
Come on, when LeBron lost,
but then
when LeBron lost, when LeBron lost, was he not the best player in the league still? Or was Steph Curry?
Dwayne, you're talking about a 5-man sport versus an 11.
Let's keep it
11-man
football.
sport, bro.
Let's keep it football. Was Matthew
That's
Stafford
what
the
I'm
best
saying.
quarterback last year?
No.
No.
You're hearing a lot.
No.
Why not? He won a Super Bowl.
Huh?
And was in MVP talks.
So that's what I'm saying.
What does
No.
that have to do?
No.
You're saying because he lost to Tom
We're talking
Brady
about
that
solely
he
on
wasn't
QB
the-
play.
No, Joey.
We're talking about solely on
The
QB
argument
play.
that we was talking about, bro, they had similar years that year. As far as stats, as far as touchdowns, as far as everything, interceptions, they had similar stats. Wayne said, it was because Tom Brady throws the ball more. All right, fast forward, like I said, to the end of the season, where they played each other in the Super Bowl.
That wasn't that year. That wasn't it. No. Last year he had better stats. And they had similar stats.
The year that Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes played each other in the Super Bowl, they both had just as good stats with each other.
All right, one.
Who was the MVP that year?
Aaron Rodgers
won it again.
But DL is nasty because he's not talking about the context of.
Because now you're bringing other aspect. Oh, he didn't have an O-line. It doesn't matter.
He didn't have an O-line.
Okay, but whose fault is that? What am I going to lay an egg just because he don't have an O-line? I understand that.
No,
and
to be real, Aaron Rodgers is probably the best quarterback that year, not Tom Brady or
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
That's not the argument, though.
But I'm saying, if we being real, like that's
the reason why I'm not bringing Tom Brady in there because Tom Brady was in top 2 MVP voting. It was between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
What about last year? What about last year then?
What about last year? What?
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers were not Patrick Mahomes. He wasn't in the top 2.
But guess what? Somebody lost
and it wasn't
in the first playoff game.
And y'all talking about Stafford.
He lost in the first playoff game.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about individual play, quarterback play.
All right.
We're talking about quarterback
Patrick Mahomes was top 3 in MVP, and then he lost in the AFC Championship. Your guy lost in the second round.
All right, one game, but he was second in MVP. So
first of all, he didn't lose second round. It was second round because they beat the Eagles.
But when y'all talking about stuff like that, you're not talking about solely quarterback play. When y'all talking about stuff like that, you're not solely talking about quarterback play. Like you said, it's 3 phases of football. It's 3 phases of football, though, that gets you
that's why he bringing the
to championship.
Like, that makes no sense.
To get you to the championship, you need special teams,
I ain't gonna hold you.
and all.
He played better than Tom Brady in that Super Bowl. He just ain't had no O-line. Everybody was dropping passes. We said this is the greatest losing performance we ever seen in our life.
He was dropping dimes, though. They were hitting people right in the face.
He was like this on the side, bro.
He had the fastest person we've seen ever. So I mean, imagine if Tom Brady had that.
He did.
I'm not gonna give you that one. I'm sorry, I can't give you that.
Yeah, Randy Moss ain't win the Super Bowl with him.
Now you're giving what ifs. Now I can't.
All right, time out.
He had Randy Moss and won the Super Bowl.
He had Randy Moss and broke every record that year, went 18-0 and lost in the Super Bowl.
What did he do?
And lost.
He lost.
All right.
He lost it.
He lost it.
Eli,
Imagine not being able to beat Eli Manning. That's crazy.
Every game, there's 3 aspects to every.
Imagine not being able to beat Eli Manning. Imagine that.
Elite defense. That defense was elite.
Hey,
whose defense?
Yeah, elite defense. He had his own lineman though.
Yeah. Hey, but when Eli had to make that throw, he made it. He made it.
The point is, y'all didn't have 3 phases. They did. Obviously, they had 3 phases. Y'all didn't. So that's the point. That's why they won. Y'all didn't.
That's all right.
I can't do this with y'all right now, bro. Next topic.
Let's get to the next topic.
I hate when y'all do this. I hate it.
Next topic, man. Let's get into it. So Thursday night football. It looks like all the Thursday night games are going to suck for the remainder of the year.
It's
garbage.
But Ron Rivera had a quote coming into the game when they asked him, what's the difference between him and all the other teams in the conference? Because there's an undefeated team and every other team only has 1 loss. And he said quarterback. How do we feel about him stating that? Was he wrong? They did win Thursday night. Carson Wentz had a big block to lead to the game-winning touchdown.
Man.
But what are our thoughts on that?
You know how I feel about Carson. I think he's washed. First of all, I don't think he's a quarterback. I don't think he's a quarterback for Washington Commanders, bro. And obviously, I know the Commanders need some help. They need, pieces here, pieces there. But I mean, if you want to build around a guy, that's not him. Yeah, you got some young receivers. You got to get them, and they're young and they're good. And you got to get somebody to throw in the ball. And if you don't, then you're just wasting their talent at this moment. So Carson Wentz is just not that guy for them. They're I guess it sucks because they're stuck with him for the year. I don't see them picking up anybody else or putting anybody else in. I don't know if is Heineke still on the team. I don't even know if he's still on the team, but
yes,
yeah, they might have him play. Who knows? But I think at this point, since they won Thursday night, he's probably still play. keep going. But I think at this point they're just wasting talent on their team with Carson Wentz as the quarterback.
I'm gonna say for me, I mean, I definitely agree Carson's washed, but I think this is a coaching thing. You know what I'm saying? Getting Wentz in the first place was maybe it might not have been a coaching thing. That might have been above him. But
no, he said he got him. He wanted him.
Okay, boom. Now that makes it even worse because I think you have a guy in Heineke who gives you a chance. He shows that he's a guy. You know, he's proven that he will go out there and fight for the team for a win. Granted, he doesn't fit the mold of a prototypical NFL quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But I think he has a little bit more razzle dazzle and want. You know what I'm saying? And granted, they have an awful O-line, but he gives them a little bit more of something that they don't have with Wentz. He got that kind of like that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? He got that it factor. You know what I mean? Right. Rivera, of course, he won the Super Bowl, but it's the talent on the field. Right now, they don't have the talent on the field that gives them a chance with Carson Wentz to have the players around him as a whole. They're without Chase Young on the defense. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the receivers are lacking. They just getting their main weapon back in the run game. Granted, McKissick was giving them a little something, but they got it. Robinson to me he's a feed me type running back. He just got back. They need to give him the ball a little bit more. They need to get stuff rolling. But Wentz is not that guy to me. Like you said, Smooth, I feel like they are a coach, a quarterback, and two good DBs away from running the entire NFC. Like they're really a good team. But they just need those weapons to be able to say and solidify themselves like, hey, we're here and we're here to play. Because right now, the Cowboys and the Eagles, granted, this showdown that they got, but right now they're just running away with the NFC right now, in my opinion. You got the Giants in there, but we about to watch them this weekend. So,
I did. I tweeted that. I said the Commanders are two DBs, a coach, and a quarterback away from literally running the NFC. Not NFC East, the NFC. They already got 3 first-rounders right now immediately. Chase Young is out. So that in itself stops the pass rush. They get a DB, a decent DB, or even a linebacker and a DB, then they're good on all 3 levels. You got a pass rush that can get to the quarterback, and a DB that can hold coverage for a few seconds. They'll be fine. I don't think Carson Wentz is washed. However, I also don't think Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz anymore.
Isn't that washed?
That's not washed. That's not the same thing. I don't think that he can come in and turn a group of these young players into elite athletes, if that makes sense. Carson Wentz.
Before you move on, let me ask you this. I just want to clarify. Do you think Carson Wentz can win a championship, regardless of what any team, no matter what team it is, they got great receivers or whatever? Do you think he can win a championship?
Yes.
Okay.
That would depend on where he goes, though.
If he was in the situation that Mahomes is in right now, he'll win a championship.
Yes.
Wow.
So you telling me I'm gonna go off the topic real quick. You telling me if you put anybody with a Jalen Waddle and a Tyreek Hill that they don't be contenders immediatally?
Contenders will win the championship.
Win a championship.
Win the championship. That's what Mahomes has over him is a lot of improvisation. He improvs a lot of plays.
Yeah,
he's athletic.
That was about to go to my point. In the offense that the Commanders have right now, they have no identity. What we saw from Heineke, he was making plays. Carson Wentz not going to pull that ball down and run. Carson Wentz is going to try to stay in the pocket. He's going to take a sack, as we've been seeing him doing from week to week to week. Week 1 was his best week. After that, they figured that man out. You lock up on Terry McLaurin, and it's a wrap.
He's the money guy, though, so they're going to play him.
But there are a lot of defense who key in on their best receiver, who DB shadow their best receiver. Carson Wentz has not shown the ability to go out and make lower caliber receiver, that guy from week in and week out. We saw Curtis Samuel snap. We saw Jahad Dotson snap. But once they figured that out, defense just lined up 6 in the box, send pressure. Yeah, his O-line might be sorry, but you understand that every offense should have an identity. The Commanders. I keep saying the Redskins. I'm so used to them. They have no identity. You know, they're literally going to run, throw on third down. You know what I'm saying? Or come out and throw on all 3 downs. This is what they was doing last night.
I think the stat was against them this past game, Thursday night, they got blitzed 56% of the time on third down. They blitzed 56, something like that. The decisions that Carson Wentz was making when that was happening wasn't no adjustment. From a veteran quarterback, you see adjustments. You see hot read, you hot. You know what I'm saying? No audibles. We see Cooper Rush doing it, playing with Dallas.
I'm trying to figure out how can you say he can win a championship?
Because I'm saying he is not like veteran receivers, like top caliber receivers are like you're not getting give me the ball from Jahad Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin. You're not getting that right now because they're still young players. They're going to follow the offensive scheme. They're not going to come to you and be like, yeah, I'm open. We should, you know what I'm saying? That happens. Yeah. That literally happens. You know what I'm saying?
But let's think about the quarterbacks that has won the championship in the past years. These are quarterbacks that come to the line. It doesn't matter who's their receiver. Doesn't matter. They could be the best receiver. They could be the worst receiver. They're making checks down. They're reading blitzes. They're watching everything, and they're making moves. And they have to be the best player on the field. I cannot see Carson Wentz being the best player on the field in a Super Bowl game because you're not playing a scrub. You're playing champions. You're playing people that want to be champions.
Is Derek Carr better than Carson Wentz? Because he has a veteran receiver that knows how to get open right now, and right now it's not working for them. So is Derek Carr better than Carson Wentz?
The thing about the Raiders are putting up points. The Commanders are not. And if they are,
but is the connection working? You're talking about you're saying that he needs better receivers around him.
But you also got to realize, like I said, the Commanders have no identity. Josh Jacobs is a way better running back than any of the
anybody. All I'm hearing is, not to cut you off, everybody blaming Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, the interior of their offensive line sucks.
No, their offensive line definitely sucks. They suck.
I agree.
There are 32 teams in the league. The highest ranking on their offensive line is 23rd, and that's their left tackle. Yeah. Everyone else is in the 60s.
But Dwayne, what I'm saying, from what I saw last night, from what we saw from week to week, they have the ability to run the ball. They just don't do that. Because like you said, every offense has to be able to run the ball in order to pass the ball. You can if we line up and we know what you about to do, it makes it that much easier. We're gonna run on first down, maybe run on second down, and throw on third down. That's literally what they were doing.
Just to be clear, I'm not really blaming Wentz. I'm not blaming Wentz. More so, I'm blaming Rivera, whatever his name is.
That's what I said. I said
their running game is not that good.
And that's why I said I don't think he's not washed, but the play calling is just
not helping.
Terrible. It's not helping.
If we go back to last week,
that's part of it as well.
They had a chance to beat the Titans, man. They were inside the 10-yard line on the Titans, and the lack of coaching, the timeout calls, spiking the ball. They had an opportunity to run the ball a couple of times and spike the ball, and they didn't do that. They just let time run off the clock, and then they put Carson Wentz in a stressful situation. And what happens? He tries to make a play, and then they throw the pick, and then press conference comes, and what Rivera do? He blames Carson Wentz. I don't understand.
Now, I understand that situation, and we understand coaching as well. And I'm gonna say he's a bad coach. He is a bad coach.
I would say Rivera's living off. Say he's living off Cam Newton coattails. Cam Newton is what says his career.
But also, when we think about Cam Newton, if we have Cam Newton back then in that situation, Cam Newton is going to make a play. He's going to go down.
He's going to run it, though. He's going to run it.
He's going to run the ball. He might run the ball, but guess what?
He's going to run two people over and get in the end zone.
Might get the first, right? He might get the first, hurry up, spike the ball, timeout, now they can make a play. And how many times have we seen quarterbacks that win Super Bowls go in and be like, yo, we not listening to what the coach going on right now. We got to worry about what's going on the field and moments like that to win the game. We've seen, like I said, championship winning guys. When I talk to you, when I say about him being washed, because I remember Carson Wentz being on the Eagles, and I'm like, yo, this guy can win a championship. But now I see him, I said, I don't see him on any team right now, and I replace him with any quarterback, and I can see him winning a championship on that team because of the way I see him play.
Not right now.
I just don't see it. And if back then when he was on the Eagles, of course. But now, no. So that's why I say in moments like that, that's where I would like to see Carson Wentz be like, yo, let's run this. Boom, boom. I know this play from the playbook. We run this play. We run it. You get the first down, spike the ball. Boom, boom, boom. You go, and you're just moving down the field at moments like that. That's championship quarterbacks. I don't see Carson Wentz doing that. And
Good thing is we're only in week 6. We're only in week 6.
I get 100% what you said. When you put it that way, Joe, I 100% get that. I just feel like because it's the Commanders, that's not going to happen, bro. Because the guys are so young. You know what I mean? Like if you had like a Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, those guys like that, that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
He's now a veteran. He's a veteran.
He got to be a leader, though. He has to be a leader.
He has to be a leader. He's a veteran now. He's a guy.
I don't see him as no veteran.
But he has to be a leader, and he has to make these guys understand, like, yo, we got to come out here and win this game. I don't see that in Carson Wentz anymore. I don't see him being like, yo, we got to go out here and win this game. We got to do whatever we got to do. And I don't see him making his younger guys better. That's why I'm saying they're wasting talent or having him as a quarterback.
Dan Snyder need to sell the team, bro.
Yeah, they'll never. He got too much. He said he got too much sauce on the rest of the NFL to sell the team. He said, if y'all try to get me to sell this team, I'm spilling the beans.
They're gonna give the sign an NDA. They're gonna give him some way.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to the next topic. What we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and pick the winners of football games this week. First game we have up is the 49ers versus the Falcons. Who do you guys have?
I got the Niners.
I too have the Niners.
I have the Niners as well. Next game, Patriots versus the Browns.
I got the Browns.
I got the Browns.
Yeah, of course y'all do.
I don't know. I don't believe in Zach.
I know who I got. And I got I don't know how you. We pitched the first shutout last week of the season. You talking about
what did y'all play?
Quarterback.
Do it again.
The Lions, the team that put up 45 points. What you talking about?
Lions had a good offense, but they played terrible away. Jacksonville versus the Colts.
Jacksonville.
I'm a
Jaguars.
Jacksonville as well.
Jets versus the Packers.
Packers.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
I got the Packers.
Oh, you got why, Joey? Because they beat y'all last week.
No, I think they're just on a hot streak, and I think since Zach Wilson coming back, they've just been looking pretty well, and I think they're going to shock people.
They're definitely trending.
Not tomorrow, but
definitely trending upwards for sure.
So I think they have a good momentum. So
Bengals versus Saints.
Whew.
I got the Bengals.
I'm taking the Saints. If
I'm gonna take the
Taysom Hill
Saints
does what he
too.
did last week, I'm taking the Saints.
That boy dropped 30 in fantasy. 30.
Crazy.
Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Giants.
Giants.
Easy. You a liar.
New York Giants.
New York Giants.
I got the Ravens.
I'm definitely taking Giants though.
I got Giants. Yeah.
Steelers versus the Buccaneers. I'm going with the Steelers. Y'all could all pick the Bucs.
But y'all might not win another game. The Steelers might not win another game.
We got Panthers versus the Rams. I got the Rams.
Rams.
I think,
Panthers don't even have a solid QB situation going on.
Baker not playing.
Baker not playing. All right, I'm going to Rams. I'm going to Rams. Yeah. Never mind.
Is that what they needed?
Cardinals versus the Seahawks.
I'm going with my
Geno
boy
we
Geno
trust.
Smith.
Believe it.
Yeah,
Geno we trust.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see. That's a surprise this year,
We
man. This man
trust.
came in.
And
first
I
thing.
think we all have this as a game of the week: Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Rematch of last year's second round divisional game. And I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think Patrick's seen all that news about Josh Allen being the next guy up, and it's his league now. But
I don't know why they compare them to. It's not even.
it's not close
Don't
at all.
say it's not
but
close at all. Oh my god.
It's
not
definitely
close.
close. It's
It's
definitely
not.
close.
What?
It is not.
I don't know. All right, so
Are y'all
I don't know
talking
if this is going to be a
Are y'all talking
segue.
about winning. What is it?
I don't know if this is going to be a segue into the next convo,
What's
but I
good,
definitely
Chaz?
don't see this as the game of the week. I mean, consensus wise, it might be, but to me, I like that Dallas Eagles game. But
You really think
if
Cooper
we're
Rush
going
is
over
the
this,
game of the week?
if we're going this route, I like.
Wait,
Yeah, bro.
Hold on,
I want
gotta
to see where
figure
he's
out-
going. I want to see where he's going.
Chaz, we're doing pick'ems, and the conversation is right now. How is it? Me and Joey don't think it's a close conversation for Patrick Mahomes and
Josh Allen.
Are we
Josh
talking
Allen.
about being MVP?
that's game of the week. That's game
Are
of
we
the week.
talking about being
The
MVP
re-
or
the-
just?
No,
Nah,
I'm
in their
talking
career.
I'm talking
Alright,
career wise.
Well,
Career-wise.
too soon to tell. Too soon to tell.
That's very too soon.
What, no, as of right now, it's not close. If we're
As
talking
of right
about
now, it's not
career-wise.
close. If we're talking about MVP,
Right.
you're tripping. Like it's way. It
Right now,
Yeah,
if
we're
we're
talking about
talking Josh Allen is in that
Yeah, come on,
conversation.
but they're trying to say Josh Allen is the best QB in the league, and I'm just like,
Wait.
If
Y'all
he wins
think
MVP, wouldn't that mean that?
No,
Yep.
nobody.
no.
Y'all think it's
Yeah.
not close between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes for MVP?
I do. For MVP, I definitely do. I think it's close right now. It's super close.
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
it's close for MVP.
Okay. All right, for sure. Let me make sure.
Come on.
I like the Bills. I like the
And if
Bills.
you're saying that he's playing with the best tight end of all time, bro, that's even worse because y'all don't even consider Diggs. Wasn't considering Diggs or whoever else Josh Allen had. Good. So
Be
Top
careful.
anything.
Be careful.
This is a top
Be
five
careful what you
receiver.
say.
now,
I
He's
said
a top 5 receiver.
Oh no,
Now-
I said Diggs was top
He
5
wasn't
last
top
year.
last year. He was probably in our 6. He's probably real 6. So
He
he's
was
still
my
a
5th.
top receiver. So either way, and then Gabe Davis is just he's a good second receiver.
He is building
So-
off of that strong playoff performance from last year. This
Travis
year,
Kelce
Ass
and
for the
Tariq.
last 3 games before.
he's
that.
been hurt the last. He missed 2 games this year
Now
already.
he
He
gonna go-
played.
he gonna go off
He played.
Who missed
He
2
He
games?
didn't miss 2 games.
Oh
He played
my
in all
God.
those games.
Gabe
He
Davis
missed
was
those
hurt.
You thought
Okay.
he missed 2 games because he didn't do shit.
Nah, he wasn't hurt.
That's
he
why
played.
he
He played.
He
He
played.
played. Don't look it up.
He
Josh
said-
Allen threw the ball 70
He sat at
times
least
and he
one
didn't get
game.
1
I know for a
reception.
fact. He sat out one game.
Who you talking about?
Well,
He didn't play against the
Gabe Davis.
Ravens, bro.
Okay,
Shut
yeah.
up. He didn't play against the Ravens. So that's how much you know. You pay attention, right? Come
Missed
on
one
now.
game. That's one game.
He said none. He didn't miss any. He didn't play against the Ravens. God damn.
So who y'all like?
I watched.
Chiefs, Bills?
I
Who
watched
y'all
the
like?
whole game. Don't even look it
I
up,
got
Wayne.
Chiefs. I got Chiefs.
Bills. I definitely got Bills. Josh Allen for MVP.
I like Bills too.
I got
like
Bills because revenge game.
Oh, Chris, by the
I
way,
honestly
this
don't
is
think this is game of the week.
another Ravens fan.
It's not game of the week for me, for sure.
Have y'all?
Yo, Chubbs, he had 3 targets, but he ain't playing anyway. We gonna keep,
No,
we gonna
Gabe
keep
Davis-
it going, though.
Gabe
We
Davis
gonna keep
was
it going.
barely-
We gonna keep it going.
He
We gonna
played,
keep
bro.
it
Play.
going.
That's
I
all
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
remember seeing him play
He
that game.
played 98% of the snaps, but he ain't played. My bad. bro.
But I ain't
My
seen him on
bad,
the
he
field.
ain't played.
I didn't see him
He
on the
ain't
field.
played. You
I
didn't see
didn't
him
see him.
98% of the game?
He
98%?
He must have
what
been
game
a
you
Where you
boy.
watching?
getting your info from, bro? Where you be getting your stats from?
Like
That boy pulled up
98%
this
of the
joint fast as a
snaps.
mug. Like,
98% of the snaps, and he told me don't look it up. I'm like, bro, he stank. He
But
stank.
I didn't remember seeing him.
That'd be the funny was as soon as like Wayne hears it, like, bro, I'm gonna go straight to look this.
He went
Bruh.
so fast to look
I
at
know
his
I
eyes.
know for a fact he didn't. I know for a fact he missed at least one game because I had him on fantasy. He didn't play one game.
He is shit. That's what it
I
was.
thought the same thing. He played. He just ain't do nothing.
He was just trying.
Hey, you could have kept it at the one game, but you messed up when you specified the team, though. I think because then he went specifically
But
looked for that game.
because I'm gonna keep it a B. When you if you a Raven, is he the Ravens fan? You say he Ravens
Yeah,
fan, right?
yeah, I'm a Raiders fan.
You
yeah.
know our secondary is trash right
Yeah,
now.
we're trash. We're
and
trash.
people are anybody can get yards on us. When Gabe Davis don't, I'm
Because
surprised.
he
Like,
only have he ball for like against sorry DBs, bro. Y'all must be sucked, but y'all ain't that. Y'all ain't.
nah,
Winston
we
still is
improved.
He
We
didn't do it.
improved last week.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything against us either, though. So don't say.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all suck, but y'all don't suck. That's the only time he ball when people suck. When his third string DBs out there.
Yeah, he didn't do much against the Dolphins.
He had 3 receptions for 160 yards. Stop talking about my man like that, bro.
What, against the Dolphins?
Nah, last week.
versus DL. Like, that's who we had out there, bro. All right. Felt like we was playing Carnegie. Felt like we was playing Carnegie Mellon again, cuz. It was crazy.
That's crazy, Wayne. All right, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That was a bad day for all the DBs, bro. Let's not bring that up, bro.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
I was getting bombed by Asians. Shit, crazy. All right.
Bro, no,
next game.
That was elite, bro. Stop, bro. The quarterback was elite, bro.
He was dotting y'all ass.
Bro, he was throwing that ball and played his butt. I was like, damn.
Yo, son, bro. Niggas had goggles on, bombing my dogs. Right?
Shut up, bro. They was getting cooked by a land shark.
No, he wasn't. He was not cooking. They was bombing us. He ran the ball.
I'm talking about when we played Case. Land shark dude was cooking y'all boys, bro.
Oh yeah, he was running against us. Yeah. No, he cooked. He cooked the team. He did whatever he wanted.
Week two, Wayne. Week two,
the Ravens.
Week two, Wayne.
Yo. Who you Wayne? You put that topic in the chat.
Week two, Wayne. I knew it was one.
With Dak and
you. I want to talk about it. No. I do want to talk about it.
Hold on. Let's
finish the pick'ems. Let's finish the
pick'em. We got 2 more games. We have the Eagles versus last game. Eagles versus the Cowboys. I got the Eagles.
I got the Cowboys, I got Cooper Rush winning this game, and then have to really talk about Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott.
I believe in Rush, man. Big time Rush.
I like. I believe in Hurts. Right now. I feel like he's playing with a lot of confidence. His team is rallying behind him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody believes in him. The locker room, they believe in him. The coaching staff. I'm going with Hurts. I'm going with them for 6-0.
I like that.
Cooper Rush 6-0.
I want him to go 6-0, but I think Rush is going through something.
I want Hurts to win, and I'm just happy he's having a way better career in the NFL than Tua did in NFL so far. So, they tried my dog in college, and I'm happy to see him.
They did definitely try that man in Alabama.
So,
yeah.
All right, man.
Comes full circle.
But so which games you went through? What games were the game of the week for you? To me,
I was got messed up to say, but karma comes in the worst way.
Thinking the same thing though.
Hey Wayne, I like Cowboys Eagles for game of the week. In my opinion, I like that game. It has more implications to me right now. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's AFC Championship right now. I feel like Chiefs Bills. I feel like you could throw us in there for that AFC implication for the championship game. So it's not involving us. So I'm not going over there. I'm going Eagles, Cowboys right now. NFC.
Wait, you think the Ravens making an AFC championship game?
I do.
We're winning the Super Bowl.
I do.
What?
That's first up. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
We win the Super Bowl.
I definitely feel like we're trending up. Y'all gonna see, but right now I feel like Eagles Cowboys has better implications than this Chiefs Bills game right now.
Just because you believe the Ravens are going to go to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying
if we're being realistic, it's a better chance of the Bills Chiefs being the AFC Championship game than the Cowboys.
I agree with you.
Eagles
me talking as a fan, I feel like we have a chance in that. But I'm saying right now, there's no surprise in that game right now. Chiefs Bills. It's going to be an exciting game. Is that why it's game of the week? Or are we choosing the Eagles boys because of the implications that it could have going on further into the season?
I think the like you're saying, the Eagles and the Cowboys has more meaning,
bigger impact.
Yeah, the Chiefs and the Bills will definitely be the more exciting game to watch. I think that Eagles.
I don't know.
I just feel like that Eagles Cowboys game gonna be not a low scoring game, but it's definitely gonna be a defensive game. Because the Cowboys defense is better than the Eagles defense, but Eagles offense is better than the Cowboys offense. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be like a slow paced game, I think. You know what I'm saying? And
I just want to say, I think people are saying this right now because the Eagles are undefeated. They play each other 2 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only matchup the Bills and Chiefs are going to get before the playoffs. And this is a rematch from the AFC playoff game where it went overtime without the time, whatever the coin flip thing. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a big story. Just that whole thing being a big, big headline is going to make this game the game of the week.
This team is.
I think.
Sorry, go.
I think you might be a little bit wrong about that because even though they do play one time a week, there's one time during the season before they might see each other in the playoffs. It will be an exciting game, but as a bigger impact, as in we have to talk about the Dak Prescott contract. We got to understand. So and we have to. That's why I'm saying this game matters. This is why I say this game matters because if Rush comes in and beat an undefeated Eagles team, that will put a big question mark on who should play.
Yeah, correct.
Then so that's what I'm saying. So we're talking about an undefeated team, and we're talking about a team that is balling with a second string quarterback that possibly can win this game. So I think it means more. The reason why I think it means more because now it's going to determine what Dallas might do. Now, if Kansas City loses this game, so what? They still might go to playoffs and play them. If the Bills lose this game, so what? They might go on and win the playoffs.
This Bills Chiefs game could literally determine who's going to be the number one seed.
Yeah.
Have home field advantage. Like Buffalo would much rather have the field to go through Buffalo than having to go to Arrowhead and play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
I don't want to play Buffalo in Buffalo.
But also, like Joey was saying, bro, like
ever.
Depending on who wins this game and who plays for the Cowboys, will the locker room be split afterwards from the quarter? Having 1.5 Cooper Rush continue to be the quarterback, and
I think that's just a bigger story. I think that's just a bigger story, and it has just more of just a meaning behind just the game. We're like, yo, this game is very important.
If we're not even talking about game of the week, but we're talking about Cooper Rush versus Dak. When Dak comes back, he's the money man. He's going to get played regardless. So whether Cooper Rush does excellent this week or not, when Dak comes back, he's going to get on the field, and he's going to have to prove that he's not the guy for the job. They just paid him too much money.
Dak is good to play this week.
But Dak is not playing this week.
He's not playing.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not playing.
But he's clear.
But he's going to come back. When he comes back, he's going to start.
Before we go further,
if he plays, let me say this real quick. If Cooper Rush plays and win, and Dak comes back and they bench Dak and they start to lose,
it's gonna be a Nick Foles Carson Wentz situation.
It's going to be a whole.
They're not going to bench Dak though.
You said this. Wait. Same thing about Carson, though.
Yeah, so the same thing. This is going to go into.
So does that mean Cowboys to the Super Bowl?
To the next topic. The next topic is which of these starting quarterbacks should have to compete for their spots back. I have Mac Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tua throw up signs.
I mean, if we're going off those three, the only one I gotta say is.
That's fucked up, dog.
That's really crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna say Tua.
Yeah, wait, come on, bro.
Tua and Dak don't have to. Tua and Dak aren't competing for their spots back. But okay,
I agree.
Wait. What if Teddy go on a 2-game win streak?
All right, let me break it down.
Let me give you this information about the Dolphins. Teddy is not being the starting quarterback. They actually have Skylar Thompson because they think Skylar Thompson is the better option for them to win the game. So it's not going to be Teddy.
Wayne, why didn't you throw your veteran AFC North best quarterback in there, Mitch Trubisky? Can he win his job back?
It's over for that.
That's a wrap.
Can he win his job back?
We got Kenny throw them hands Pickett.
So I think Tua doesn't have to win his. Tua doesn't have to win the job back. When he comes back, it's his, of course. Because prior to the injury, he's a winner. You know what I'm saying? Before he started throwing up the signs, you know what I'm saying, banging.
That's crazy.
You know.
That was
It was his job.
injury, bro.
It was, and I really blame the Dolphins for that. Like I really do. And then
Stop it.
I blame the Dolphins for that.
that, bro.
How is that the Dolphins' fault?
How was it the Dolphins' fault?
Yeah,
Ding, ding,
explain.
ding.
He got up.
Round
He got up, and your man was stumbling and rumbling and mumbling.
Fade room.
Okay.
And they still was like, okay,
Hey, Chris,
we'll give you the
earlier, it was between Wayne and
concussion
Son.
protocol.
Mark
And they
Wade,
still
Travis
put him into
Kelce,
protocol and then let him back on the field the next week.
Wait,
And
hold
what
on.
happens?
Okay, now look,
That was ugly.
I've been doing my research. I've been listening to doctors, right?
Yeah.
And they talked about this situation. Now I want to first start saying yes, that was a bad injury, and I think the injury happens because of football. It's just football, injuries like that happen. Second, when Tua got hurt, when Tua hit the ground, he got hurt. When he got up, what the Dolphins did was follow the rules. If you go by NFL protocol, they said, you go here, you have to understand, you have to go in here, take the test. He took his test. It's like, everything's fine. You're great. He was talking. He was communicating. He was fine. He came back into the game because he passed all his tests. And it was like, if you're able to play, I have to play you because that's what, obviously, NFL wants. NFL wants Tua on the field. He goes through NFL protocol. They go through everything. Everything's fine. You're allowed to play. Now, yeah, you can talk about judgment and things like that, but again, there's a job that has to be done. So they put him out in the game. He plays. He wins the game, right? Now, he plays the game. He goes through NFL protocol throughout the entire week. They said everything is fine. Now, what people are upset about is that, he shouldn't have came back in the Bills game. Now you're talking about what happened in the Bengals game. The Bengals game, it was if you look at the tackle, and I watched it, I reviewed it, he got slammed. He got slammed into the ground, right? And he got slammed into the ground. And when he got hurt, they was like, all right, listen, we're going to have to take him out the game. And when he got stretched off, obviously he didn't come back because
I was about to say, they ain't take him out the game. They stretched that boy out the game.
Yeah, stretched. He went to the hospital. They did all the tests. Everything was fine. He was able to leave that same day, fly back with the team, and he was fine. The only problem is, right, what people are saying, he got up and he stumbled. How can you let him back in the game? I want to say, how can you blame the Dolphins when the NFL is in charge of the protocol? Wait, let me finish. The NFL is in charge of the protocol, right? If the NFL is in charge of the protocol and you follow the rules, you do what you have to do, and then now they come back and say, stop, let me finish. They come back and say, oh, we were wrong. You guys were wrong for following our rules and letting him go back into the game.
Okay.
And so now we're going to change it, and we're going to fire this guy because this guy followed our rules and didn't and let him come back in the game.
No.
Get him, Chubbs. Get him, Chubbs.
Now I'm saying, how is the Dolphins' fault for being blamed for letting this guy back in the game when it was the NFL's rules and protocols, and now they're going back and changing it? So now they're going back and they're doing this stuff to save their ass. And to blame it on the Dolphins is another scapegoat. How many things the Dolphins has gone through this offseason? Dolphins has been the target all year since offseason about just scandals, about different things. And we come out 3-0. There's like, nah, we're going to blame you again. We're going to blame you again because we fucked up. And because you already
let me say this.
so much shit on you. So
Let me say this.
Hold on.
Let me say this.
No.
The NFL protocol was wrong and it was messed up. But it's also on the Dolphins and the head coach to see something. Give you a classic example.
Thank you.
Ryan Clark with Mike Tomlin. He was able to play in the game against Denver. But last time he went out there, he almost died. And it was like, well, no, you got to follow these protocols, follow these procedures. Mike Tomlin said, I'm going to protect my player, and said, yo.
And you're not playing.
He brought all these doctors, brought all this stuff, and he was like, yo, look, I can play. We do this, we do that. NFL says I'm good to go. And he told Ryan Clark, if you were my son, this wouldn't even be a conversation right now.
Exactly.
You're not playing. Don't worry about that. Sometimes you have to take the player's safety.
I'm going to bring up one instance. So all of a sudden, it's always the Dolphins' fault. It's the Dolphins' fault But every other team has done this before. We've seen it so many times.
I'm glad.
But now it's the Dolphins' fault because everybody had an outrage about it.
Joey,
so many teams has done this.
Joey,
you can't tell me they haven't.
I don't know if you played college football or anything either, but we all know when you get a concussion or before you get a concussion, what do they make you do before the season?
Concussion test.
What you got to get a concussion test?
Yeah, that's the baseline, right?
Yeah.
So we all know it don't matter how hard you get rocked, you can technically score higher than you did on that baseline test, and you could be concussed and pass the test, and then they still put you out on that field.
Chubbs.
The only reason I'm saying that,
this is what I'm saying. I did my research. There was no damage. There was no signs of concussion. There was no signs.
How do you know that?
Because they looked at it, Chubbs. They did the whole scans. They did all the tests. Listen, I'm trying to tell you what our research. I'm gonna give you the stats. I'm gonna just give it to you.
The sign of it was him hitting the stanky leg walking off the field. And the sign right there.
This is what I'm gonna explain to you guys. There's a difference between a head injury and a brain injury. What Tua had was a brain injury, not head injury. What we're arguing right now about the NFL protocols, it's about a head injury, not a brain injury.
Bro,
you use
your brain to take them tests. What are you talking about?
So now you're not listening.
Hard concentration. Bro, I am listening. You cut me off before I could even finish, but I'm not going to finish what I was trying to say when I let you talk.
The concussion test is not about it's not about the brain, and it's not about a brain.
It's not about the brain.
It's not, bro. Listen, I'm just telling you what I've heard, what I've read from doctors that have worked with the NFL, and what they're saying. They're saying that
I'm telling you what we've all been through at one point.
All right. I mean, I don't want to cut nobody off.
I remember specifically my senior year in high school. I had a very bad concussion, and I graded higher, and they still put me out on that fucking field.
I can.
Look. I'm gonna just say this last thing, and I'm done. What I am saying is that the NFL protocol is for head injuries, not for brain injuries. That's where they have to change it, and that's why I said they fucked up. Not the Dolphins, because your head is your brain and your head. And
I don't agree because I don't agree.
All right, I mean,
because Joe, when you got at Waynesburg, if they saw you stumbling like that, and you were cleared to play the rest of the game. If Bob put your ass back or Doles put your ass back in the game, that's on him. That's not on the NFL. That's not on the NCAA.
Look. Time out. Touching on
I'm
that.
talking about when you got what Waynesburg.
Football is two different things.
But even still, time out. Everybody just
it's a similar situation.
Pump the brakes.
Bro, Rennie was on his knees screaming, thinking he died.
Pump the brakes.
What do you mean? It's not the same.
Because Joey was knocked down.
We gotta bring it down a notch.
You're talking about two different situations.
Listen.
Got up and he walked out the fucking stadium, and he was talking and communicating with people.
If I seen somebody stumble like that, I am not putting them back out on the field.
Listen.
The cause of the second injury and the reaction of it was because of a brain injury, not because of a head injury. Concussions are different. Concussions is when your brain moves and it hits. The brain injury is when something is internal and they're looking at it and they couldn't find anything and it won't show up on scans. That's something that you can't find on scans. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that it only comes after you see a certain amount of the way they act, the way they react, if they change their emotions and things like that. So that's why he was being monitored for those 4 days before he got into the game. And they said, yo, you're fine. And they let him go back in the game.
If I can real quick, I've had both a closed head injury, which you're talking about, and I've had a concussion. I had that at high school level. I had it at the highest level, Division I, and I had it at Division II level. So I had a closed head injury in high school, which is basically like a low grade concussion. It's not classified as a concussion, but I still had the same symptoms as a concussion. I blacked out. The only thing was I didn't have the after effects, as far as I was able to communicate with people fine off the closed head. You know what I'm saying? I was fine. I tested fine. But once I got to the hospital, they tested me for a closed head injury. if I wouldn't have said I wanted to go to the hospital in my high school game, I probably wouldn't have gone. I probably would have been able to go back in the field. The difference between that and the concussion is, in the concussion, the same exact thing happened to me. I blacked out, woke up, and was stumbling off the field. I wasn't the type of guy that kind of like, allowed people to come out. I was kind of going to try to make myself get off the field and stumbled off the field. But the thing is, my coach, the way that he saw me walking off the field, he didn't even allow me to communicate. As soon as I got to the sideline, they came and they just took my shit. They didn't even give me the chance to do anything as far as testing or anything like that, because the reaction was, as soon as it happened, we see what's going on with our player. And it's about player safety. It's not blaming the NFL. Right, it goes to the coaches first.
But again, what I'm also saying is that if you're going to say that about the Dolphins, you have to say that about multiple other teams, because I've seen players get up, stumble, and they don't take them out the game, and they go back.
Well, listen,
and the thing what I'm saying is, everybody's focused on the Dolphins because of that situation. I'm just like,
and it doesn't help that too as a quarterback.
Years. This has been going on for years.
Yeah,
and now
for sure.
But y'all gotta realize. Listen, y'all gotta realize, like, based off of what you just said, Rasan, Chris, what you said, Joey, what me and you have experienced, I see all three perspectives, because there was literally, Joey, you remember, I keep on going back to this scenario where I was concussed and I was still playing in the game, and you looked at me in my face and was like, nah. He told the trainer, and the trainer took me off the field. I didn't play the rest of the game. Turns out I had a concussion. So,
but that's different, though.
I'm saying I would agree with you, Joey, by saying that the Dolphins didn't do anything wrong in their organization, because Tua didn't show any signs of not being able to play. The reason why we're looking at this, and it seems so bad right now, is because the next week it happened again. And so it's like flashback to the week before. Okay, well, he was definitely concussed the week before, so we didn't address it properly the week before. So now that the consequences are worse, that's why they're going to go back and be like, oh, well, yeah, we have to blame the Dolphins because they didn't address it. Because, so like you said, when he stumbled off the field, that should have been instantly, you're not playing no more for the rest of this game.
You didn't have any of those symptoms when you got concussed?
I was seeing doubles. I looked like Joey saw me.
But I mean, nobody could tell that you were like stumbling or anything.
Not if they looked at me. I didn't stumble or nothing, but you could, like, if you looked at me, you knew that I was out of it.
Yeah. I looked at him and I was like, you're not right. Like, you can't play. I don't know. You're not getting back in. Like, I could tell. Just
what game was that?
That's it. That was
this was Case when we was getting high school.
Yeah, you didn't play anymore.
And so that was the difference, though, right? When that was saying Tua's on the sideline showing no symptoms, and he passed all his tests.
Yeah, he showed the symptoms on the field, though, is what we're saying.
By stumbling. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, the stumbling was the symptoms.
Yeah, but stumbling is a symptom. You stumbled, right? How many times have we stumbled before getting up? Or
I was about to say, I had a closed head. I didn't, but that's not a concussion. So if I would, when I went and tested, I was fine. I just chose myself to go to the hospital. I could have came back in the game, but I stumbled off the closed head. But at the same time, my coach wouldn't allow me to go back in.
Right.
Regardless.
But that's the thing in having Mike McDaniel as a young coach.
Right.
He's not experienced in that area to know, oh, well, nah, we're not going to put my quarterback at risk, especially because he's a quarterback and he's more liable to take hits than another player. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself just comes with experience. I don't think the Dolphins necessarily did anything wrong. I'm a stand by that.
I'm saying it came down to the NFL protocol and what happened. And it was like, there was no sign of symptoms, so there was no reason for him not to play.
Somebody got to be the scapegoat, though. Somebody has to be the scapegoat after that point.
Fired the guy. That's why the NFL chose the Dolphins. That's what they say, hey, you're going to be that. But because this happened so many – bro, you know what's crazy? After that happened, I saw so many videos throughout the last 2 weeks of players getting hit, getting up slow, stumbling, and they go right back in the game the next
it's
time.
It's because he plays quarterback, Joe.
Team on the field. Yeah, that's exactly why, Chris.
That's the only reason.
And that's my point. My point is it's targeted to the Dolphins organization because
I wouldn't say that because if anybody did that to their quarterback, they'd be in this hot water too. It's not just because it's the Dolphins.
Oh my God! How come we did not give the Colts crap for Andrew Luck?
We did give them crap. We were saying he wasn't protected.
We did.
Yeah. He wasn't protected. When did the protocols change?
He didn't play. Like
the year he retired was the year they had like an elite O line. Like that was the first time they ever had that O line. Quentin Nelson got drafted that year.
Listen. This man Andrew Luck played with. He played dangerously, bro. At one point in his career, he should have just retired by how many hits he took. And y'all can't tell me.
He did do that.
Out of those sacks that he was getting, he wasn't getting concussed.
Yeah,
he wasn't getting on
the games, Joey.
I'm talking about games he was concussed and still played. Because we know this man was getting smacked, and we played football. We know what football is.
You can say the same thing about Joe Burrow. He's been getting hit a lot the last 2 years.
We know how football, and y'all telling me.
Well, none of these guys throw game signs. At the end of the day, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yo, even before the Bengals game, they were already talking about it. Say, yo, if you put him in this game,
because we saw him stumbling,
and
everyone in the league was wondering how did that guy get back in the game when he clearly smacked the back of his head off the field, and then got up and was stumbling.
It happens to everybody, and I'm saying why we're not talking about everybody else? Why we're not talking about these other quarterbacks?
I mean, I think because the protocols have been updated. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about past seasons as far as this stuff goes because protocols have been updated.
I'm talking about like last season type stuff. Like this has been happening recently. It's happening almost every game.
So, to Son's point,
I just think it's just targeted and just pointed at directly at just this situation where we should just spread it across the fucking NFL.
I wouldn't say the last year shit because to Son's point, what did they stress this whole offseason? What did the teams have during practices? They had those guardian caps. This is the first time they ever did it this whole year. So they were trying to put an emphasis this whole year on preventing concussions, head injuries. So they actually have been trying to make progress in head injuries.
Chubbs, I'm not saying they're not trying to make progress, and they're only making progress because of the NFLPA. The NFLPA, the players are doing this. The players are wanting this to happen. But when it comes out that the NFL is not doing their part of their job by making a better NFL protocol for head injuries and brain injuries, they want to find an scapegoat. And that's what I am saying. I'm saying that is wrong. And right now, the Dolphins is the scapegoat. And I think that's fucked up. That's all I'm saying.
He's just the most recent one. That's why. That's the only reason. But, yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man. I think it's super unfair.
Hey. Yeah, we're not picking. NFL not picking on you, though.
And the goddamn
they are. They have been. They have been. They always have been. I mean, I guess you guys don't pay attention to Dolphins.
You guys
as well,
cheat. That's why.
I listen. You gotta understand why, and this is what I want to say. This is why I think the NFL do not like Dolphins. Why? Because the Dolphins has put a lot of scrutiny on the NFL by doing the fucked up shit, like talking to Tom Brady, the Brian Flores situation. They already did the end racism thing, so they thought that shit was over. So it was like, nope, Flores brought it right back with the Dolphins.
So the NFL not like the Dolphins, or Dolphins just keep fucking up?
I think the NFL both.
Second.
I think both.
I think it's the latter.
I think the Dolphins.
That's all it is.
I think the Dolphins is fucking up, and I think the NFL.
The NFL don't like them because they keep fucking up. It's like you're a bad kid.
That's why I say both. I say both.
Give it a percentage.
Your boss would not like you if you kept
fucking up.
What?
Give it a percentage out of 100. What is it more?
100%. What
is it? To me, it's 80% of the Dolphins fucking up. 20% of the league don't like them.
I'm going to say both.
No, so it's 50-50.
50-50.
I got both. Yeah,
that's 50-50. Crazy, bro.
Both. That's both. All right, that's how I see it, and I think that's both how they feel about the owner of the Commanders. They don't like that nigga. So it's like, yo,
he never getting out of here. He got too much stuff on the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. The NFL have teams that they don't like. They don't like the owners, and I think they pick on them a certain way, and like, nah, I don't like you, bro. Like and I think that's just how it is.
All right.
NFL. So yeah.
Go Smooth.
Yeah, I was trying to slide. We just want to appreciate him for coming on, getting into these topics with us. We want to welcome anytime. Your input was very valuable.
For sure.
We
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming on for sure, man. Even though you was wilding with that Mark Andrews tape.
Anything you want to say before we slide?
What do you say about Mark Andrews?
Enjoy, man.
Hey, man, I was just putting on for our guy, man. I was just
top
putting
two,
on for
and he's not two.
Yeah. But I do want to say, what I'm saying? I want to say, what I'm saying? This is my first podcast ever being on. And I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity. It's always good to talk sports with the men. It's a nice environment. We're able to speak our minds. I appreciate the fact that we're not yelling over each other and actually arguing. It's a good conversation, man.
Healthy
So
conversation.
I appreciate it. I look forward to. Yeah, I appreciate it, and I look forward to being a guest another time.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
But all right, man. Hey, shout out to the good old Bowie State University, man. One more time for him. One more time. All right, fellas.
All right.
Deuces.
All right, man. Let's get to the NBA.
He probably played with some people I know. He your age? Our age?
No, he a couple years older than me. Like 3 years.
Yeah, he definitely played with people I know. I should ask him.
All right, man. Let's get to the NBA topics, man. Last week we predicted the Western Conference Finals. This week we're gonna go ahead and predict the Eastern Conference Finals. So, I did do a standings already. I dropped it on my Twitter. Shout out to Enjoy Basketball, Kenny Beecham. I went on their platform. They had a list where you can make a list of your predictions. And I'm just going to read off my list. So at number 5, I am 5th. I'm going to go bottom to top. So 15, I'm going to flip it. Since the LaMelo Ball injury, I think Charlotte's just going to go ahead and tank. I don't think they're going to do anything necessarily. So I got the Charlotte Hornets coming in at 15. At 14, I have the Indiana Pacers. At 13, I have the Detroit Pistons. At 12, I have the Orlando Magic. At 11, I have the New York Knicks. At 10, I have the Washington Wizards. 9, I have Chicago Bulls. 8, I got Atlanta Hawks. 7, I got the Toronto Raptors. 6, I got the Brooklyn Nets. 5, I have the Boston Celtics. 4, I have the Miami Heat. 3, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. 2, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. And 1, I have the 76ers.
Ew.
You can go off your list, man. You can work your list off.
Ew. Why? So you got the worst coach of all time as being the number 1 seed in the league? It's kind of.
I think they have a really good chance to be a great regular season team when you combine Doc Rivers and James Harden. It's a recipe for regular season. I don't say I have the one in the championship. I think they can win a lot of regular season wins. I think the bump that Tyrese Maxey will take, he's been looking great in preseason. I think James Harden another year is going to be a lot healthier, look a lot better. And I think Joel Embiid's going to be an MVP candidate. So to me, they just have the recipe to be the best team in the regular season in the East.
I'll go next. I agree with you with 15th. I got Charlotte. My 14th, Indy. 13th, I got New York. 12th, I got Toronto. I don't like Toronto. I'm not high on them. I'm sorry. Actually, not. The Detroit Pistons aren't better than them, so I'll go Detroit. 12. 11, Orlando. I'll give them the 10th. I'll give Toronto 10. Wizards 9. Chicago 8. Hey, 9 still playing. That's what
Chris, you a
my
sellout,
prediction.
bro.
That was my prediction. I said playing.
You a sellout.
Let me say my shit. You got me off my train of thought. 8 with Chicago. 7th, I got this is getting hard. ATL, Atlanta. 6, I'm gonna go with Cleveland. 5th, I'm going with Milwaukee. 4, I'm going Boston. Who am I missing? Oh, 4, I'm going Boston. 4, I'm going Nets. 3, I'm going Boston. 2, I'm going Heat. 1, I'm going Sixers.
Yeah, he higher than I thought.
Guys got depth.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
You
can really flip flop. I think the Celtics and the Heat. I guess.
I'll go. Say it. I go from 1 to 15. I ain't doing that 15 to 1. I'm going from 1 to 15. All together now. At 1, we got
Boston Celtics, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figured.
I got Boston being the number 1 seed this year. At 2, I'm gonna definitely have to go with the Nets. I think they're gonna be well, let me just say my list first. Nets. At 3, I got the Bucks. 4, I'm gonna have to go with the Raptors. 5,
that's
the Heat.
High.
Yeah, I know. 5, I got the Heat. 6, I'm gonna have Sixers. 7, I'm gonna have the Cavaliers. The Wizards make the playoffs at 8.
I said 9 and I was tripping.
That's a play-in though. That's a low play-in. That's a low.
You're still in the play-in. You're still in the play-in. Go keep.
One
facts.
I know, but the Cavs made the play-in last year, and they should have
9 through 16, 9 through 15, 9 through 15. Because
he hates my. Why I hate my takes so much, bro?
Nothing, man. Go ahead.
The Wizards. I got the Wizards at 8. At 9, the Knicks. I think they'll be a playing team as well. I don't think the Bulls are going to be that good, so I'm going to have them at 10. That will be the last playing team. And then from there, 11 could be the Pacers. What? Why are you saying like that, bro? The Pacers.
One of the worst teams in the East, but
yeah, I mean, from there, it just doesn't matter. Pacers, Pistons.
And they're going to trade their 2 best players for Russ soon, so.
Hornets, and who am I missing?
You said Pistons already.
You said the
Magic.
Magic.
Oh, did I miss the Hawks?
Yeah, you missed the Hawks.
You did. I
think the Hawks.
You did miss the Hawks.
Did you say the Cavs? I think you missed the Cavs too.
I said
He said
Cavs at 7.
You said Cavs.
I might have to. I'm gonna go Hawks at 6.
So who's moving down?
Then the Heat.
Everybody move down.
Yeah, everybody move down.
Joey, go before I go off on DL. Can you go?
I got you.
Everybody move down.
So I actually think the Pacers are going to finish last 15. 14, I got the Hornets. 13, I have Pistons. 12, I have Magic being better than the Pistons. 11, I have New York Knicks. The 10. Oh, you guys might not hate me for this. I'm gonna go with the Wizards. With 9, I'm going Chicago Bulls. With 8, I go with Atlanta Hawks. 7, I'm going Toronto Raptors. 6, I am going. I'm going Cleveland Cavaliers. 5, I am going. I think I said the Raptors, right? Yeah. 5, I'm going with the Heat. 4, I am going. No, I'm sorry. I got the Heat being better than. I'm sorry. At 5, I got Boston. That's right. Boston at 5, Heat at 4, Milwaukee at 3, Nets at 2, 76ers at 1.
All right. 1, why is everybody so high on the Nets? 2,
I think that's gonna be really good.
in what world are the Raptors the 4th best team in the East?
I think that's the team that you got to look out for.
What about them? They don't have
when they don't have a superstar that they play. People tend to play down to the competition.
They're still,
and the Raptors.
I think, but to have them at 4 DL 4. Yeah, the older Fred Van
That's
Vliet.
high.
I give you Pascal, give you Scotty Barnes.
It's chemistry.
They run a 7-man rotation.
They've been a good team, but I
They've
don't know
been a
if they're
good team
gonna
for
be
years.
high. I don't know if they're going to be a high, seed this year. I think 4 is
That's really high.
I give them. I give them 6.
They got upcoming rookies and
Who? They got Scotty Barnes.
not rookies, not Scotty Barnes. Yeah, it wasn't
For them to be the 4th seed, Scotty Barnes has to be like the third best small forward.
And their top draft pick got surgery this offseason already. The Shaden Sharp, he got surgery.
That's the Blazers' strong team.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Like, you really think Otto
Who'd they
Porter
get?
and Thaddeus Young are going to make them the 4th seed when they were the 6th seed last year?
He is the Blazers.
I think the
10 seed is a playing game, correct?
Yeah.
one through
7 through 10 is playing.
I just think the Raptors is that team. It's like there's always that team in the NBA that's just like going to be in conversation. We don't know why, but I feel like
to me, I think it's the Cavaliers. I have them at 2. A lot of people didn't like that, but I think last year they were like the 3 seed until they got riddled by injuries by everybody, and now you're replacing Lauri Markkanen with Donovan Mitchell. I just think that's a recipe for a great regular season team. We have Evan Mobley, Jared Allen in your backcourt. You can have Karis LeVert coming off the bench. So I just don't see them being better than the Heat. I don't see them being better than the Bucks. I don't see them being better than. I do see them being better because those teams are veteran teams that are just going to get the top 4 seed just so they can have like better placing in the regular season. But like they're going to be trying to be a lot more healthier. This team is a very young team that now you got one of the best backcourt duos, and then you also got one of the best front court duos as well, especially defensively with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Like I believe the Heat are going to be good. That's why I haven't said 4 seed.
Who's in the back? Who's
Darius Garland.
Darius Garland. I got them 5. I got them top 5. I think they're going to be a top 5 seed.
I do got them. I do have them. I have them at 6. I have I have them at 5. I have them at 6. I got Boston at 5. I don't think I don't know. I don't think the Sixers is going to be as good as we think this year. I think the Sixers are going to be really good.
In the regular season. I don't know about playoffs, but I know regular season they're going to be a really, really good team.
I think they're going to be really good.
But I really think the Celtics is about to run this. The Celtics and the Nets is about to run this conference.
I don't see it.
It's crazy.
They have too much drama.
I think it's the Celtics.
Are you saying that because that's what I was about to say, because of the coach situation?
I think because of the drama, yes.
Because player-wise, they have the most talent as a whole.
Not playing for the first 2 months.
Doesn't matter.
They don't have.
That's big.
As a whole, they have the most talent.
No, they don't.
I would say they have a complete team.
Good.
Like I don't say the most talent, but they have the complete team. Like they have, the bench. They have, the point guard. The guy that you guys gonna go down and give you a bucket, and you got.
I think the Brooklyn Nets have more talent.
What I mean,
Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets literally have 3 players.
They
literally have 3 players.
They don't really have a depth.
They have Ben. So look at them. They got Ben Simmons. They got KD, Kyrie. They got TJ Warren. They got Seth Curry, Joe Harris.
Are any of those players better role players than the Boston Celtics team, bro?
The only person better than the first 3, in my opinion.
You have a defensive player of the year.
He's not better.
Marcus Smart. Whether you think that's valid or not.
He's not a better defender than Ben Simmons. So scratch that out of the way.
We have a defensive player.
He's not a better defender than Ben Simmons. Get it out of the way.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Is he
Do you think Marcus Smart is a better defender than Ben Simmons?
What are y'all going? What are y'all going by? The fact he's bigger?
When they played, he was never a better defender than him.
It's just better defender. I'm just talking about better defender. Who's the person who you think is going to get the most stops on the court?
It would depend. It would literally depend. You can't just be like Ben Simmons is 6'10", so I'm gonna take Ben Simmons. If Marcus Smart was 6'10", he would also be.
We're talking about right now, bro. Right now, bro. Matter. Don't do that. Don't bring no height and nothing into it.
We're talking about
right now.
Who they are, what they've done. If you put them on the court together, who you think gonna get the most stops? Ben Simmons or Marcus Smart.
It would depend, bro.
On what?
And that's how I have to answer that question on who they're guarding. Like if you put Marcus Smart on the big man, of course,
Well,
that's not a good matchup.
We're not counting. We're talking about guarding perimeter players. So stop it.
Yeah, we're talking about guarding perimeter players. Who you think getting the most stops?
I don't know, man. I would.
You know the answer. Just don't want to say it.
Let's put it this way.
It's not. It's
Let's put it this way.
Y'all act like bro. Y'all literally are acting like the size that you are does not affect how you play defense, bro. Like don't sit up here and act like that.
It does.
So that's why it's hard. That question is
so
BS.
because
Don't
they're
ask me
bigger,
that
you're gonna play better defense because that's false.
Yes,
that's false.
because you're
false.
bro. So you're telling me the fact that Giannis
he's fast for a 6'9" guy though.
And Marcus Smart is just as that. Marcus Smart isn't. You don't think Marcus Smart would be as that? He was 6'10"?
He's not as athletic as Ben Simmons.
Giannis is the best defender on his team. And the guy who I think is a better defender than Giannis on his team is shorter than him. So again, the height doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Giannis is a better defender than Drew Holiday, bro. Stop it.
What? Stop. What are we talking about right now, bro? No, he's not. No, it's not.
But
That's not.
That's not
true.
true.
It's not true.
It's
All right,
not.
I'm not about to do this. All right.
Tell me what
Even
the better defender.
Players in the NBA said Drew is like one of the best defenders in the league.
Because when they play KD, Drew Holiday's guarding KD. He's guarding Jason Tatum. Giannis is not doing that.
Because Giannis is 6'10", and he has to play in the post. Like what you understand about basketball, bro? You're not going to put your 6'11" big man on the perimeter, bro. That's just simple. Like, what are you talking about?
Why he can't do that?
Because you're not putting a 6'10"
He's not, but
perimeter.
Brook Lopez is their rim protector. Giannis just comes help side defense.
Yeah.
Giannis plays in the paint, Dwayne. Don't act like he doesn't. He plays in the paint to get rebounds. How do you think he averages a
You know what Giannis does? He guards the worst, bigger defender on the team, and then he goes and grabs the rebound and helps side defense. It is a fact because when they play, let me give you a fact. When they play the goddamn when they play the 76ers, he does not guard Joel Embiid. He's guarding Tobias Harris.
He doesn't.
Brook Lopez is guarding Joel Embiid. Giannis never guards the best person. When they play Jokic, he's guarding Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. How can you say he's the best defender on that team? He's not guarding.
He's not guarding the best big man. Not the best player. He's the best help side defender.
All right,
yes.
All right. Does LeBron guard the best player?
He's not the best defender on the team.
LeBron is not the best.
Anthony Davis is.
LeBron is not the best defender on this team. He will tell you that. He probably will say that. He probably say, "I'm not the best defender on my team." Why do you think they go out and get defenders so they can go guard him? LeBron might have been the best defender on his team.
You don't put your biggest player on the perimeter, bro. And you also don't make your best player guard the other best player all game. You don't do that. Period.
I mean, what?
That's Kawhi.
Wait,
Kawhi's one in a million. Kawhi is one of the best two-way players of all time.
So Tatum wasn't guarding Jimmy?
Yeah. He's guarding KD too.
Not all game.
Majority of the game.
Not all game.
Majority of the game, DL. He was guarding Jimmy.
Bro,
he was guarding KD.
Bro, Giannis, do y'all realize that do y'all understand what I'm saying though?
I understand you're talking about size, DL, but I think size right now in the matter of playing defense, as in who's the better defender, does not matter. That's what I am saying. I think it's all about athleticism, your IQ on defense, because it's how you play, how you move. It's if Ben Simmons, for as big as he is, he's still fast in that, but he still has to understand
because he's a guard, defense. Bro. Ben Simmons is a guard. He just happens to be a 6'10" guard. So of course he's going to play the perimeter.
I'm not saying Marcus Smart is not a great defender. I just think Ben Simmons is better.
But why do you think that?
Because Ben Simmons is a better defender. He gets more blocks.
But why you can't just say that? But why do you think? Why do you think that? But why? Okay, he gets more blocks. Why do you think that is? Why do you think he gets more blocks, bro?
Better defender because he's more.
I think he's also and I also think he's more athletic. I also think he's more athletic than Marcus Smart. And as a big person, for him to move that way,
he's a guard, bro. Like
if he's a guard, why does size matter? If he's a guard, he's playing the same position as him. It doesn't matter. The guards come in all different sizes, right? So if Drew Holiday is 1 inch or 2 inches taller than Marcus Smart, does that automatically make Drew Holiday a better player? No, it doesn't. So why does height matter if they're playing the same position?
That's like saying if somebody like Giannis develops his handles, bruh, is he then a guard then? Or Anthony Davis develops his handles and plays, is he then a guard?
It depends on how he plays.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
He wants to play point guard. That's what he does. But like,
how does it not make any sense? Because I'm just going off of the point that that Marcus Smart literally won Defensive Player of the Year last year. And you're like, I understand your argument, but don't sit up and act like it's just the only reason why you would say Marcus Smart is not a better defender is probably because Ben Simmons is 6'10".
No,
Ben Simmons didn't play. Ben Simmons didn't play last year.
You only get good your last performance. So
Marcus wasn't about to win that stuff until homeboy got hurt.
Yes, he did. So I mean, but he did. You're speaking hypotheticals. Right. Again, I'm just saying, like I
just told you I don't think Marcus Smart is the best guard defender in the league, so it doesn't matter. Like,
regardless of height, same, agree.
And I didn't name Ben Simmons.
I don't think he's a better
defender than Drew Holiday. Like, he's not.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I do
agree.
All right, let's get the other two topics. Let's get to the one last topic before
I just seen that.
This. Does the Redeem Team documentary prove that Kobe Bryant is in fact top 5? Let's skip it. Top 3 all time.
Top 3.
I need to see it. I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I've been real busy, bro. This has been a real busy month. But
have you seen
I'm excited to see it though.
I have not.
But I definitely heard. We've all heard stories about what he was like in China. It was in China that year, right?
Yeah. So I will say this:
we all heard stories about the practices.
After watching the documentary, I'll say this: I still don't have him in my top 5 of all time, but he did move up to me from 7 to 6. So. He's no longer 7. He is 6. So.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
You got
you couldn't even put him in the 5. You couldn't give him the 5.
What I did was I put in my top 5 right now.
Oh, time out. Kobe or Larry?
I moved him above Larry.
After watching that.
Larry.
Okay, good job.
Good job. But I moved someone in front of both of them. That's why he's not 5. So.
Who'd you move?
I have right now. I have Kobe. I have. To me, LeBron or Jordan. That's 1A, 1B. That either one.
Yeah. Okay. We knew that's obvious.
Right? Yeah. And then I have Kareem at 3.
Okay.
And then I have Magic at 4.
I knew he was about to say.
Okay. Yeah.
But the person who I had
Magic isn't it
at 8, I put him at 5 after going back and watching film and putting more things in front of me. I have Tim Duncan as the 5th best player ever played a game of basketball.
Interesting. All right.
So
interesting.
Just consistency throughout his years, always making all NBA, all defense teams, and this is dominance, pure dominance. Like especially if you go back to look from the 2000s to 2010, like you talking about pure dominance.
He was lit.
I had to give it to Tim Duncan.
Can't believe you did that.
Lit.
We're talking greatness. Talking about greatness, I have to put him up there. Okay, so he did all that without having someone like Shaq who I have in my top 10. Like we don't have Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan doesn't have him play with a top 25. Another player that's top 25 at all time. Kobe did.
Yeah, but those teams were like very, very good around him. Let's not.
Yeah, no, they weren't very good, but
say they weren't.
Like
they had Tony Parker.
The only other player he played with
they had Bruce Brown.
Was David Robinson.
They had Michael Finley.
Don't stop.
They had a bunch of Michael Finley
played with Wash David Robinson
after the first year. After the first 2 years.
I'm talking about he had a team. He had depth.
And that was 2 years of greatness of David Robinson. 2 good years.
And he won a ring with
He was
Kawhi,
undoubtedly still the best player Come on, that's an Andre Iguodala Kawhi ring. Stop, bro. That's the Andre Iguodala Kawhi ring. DL.
Hold on. How many? He got an MVP. Okay, he got 2 MVPs.
One more MVPs than Kobe.
You say he got more MVPs than Kobe?
One.
Kobe got what? 1?
Got more MVPs. Got the same amount of championships. I think he has more Finals MVPs. So I think he had. No, they had the same amount. Then they both got 3. Oh, he has 3. Kobe has 2. So.
Kobe has 2. Man.
Right. For our last segment of the day, it's called Keep It Short. And then to keep it short, we can discuss all the segments afterwards, but this is mainly for TikTok. So TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube Shorts. We dropped some of you guys really were into them. So appreciate it. They really hated DL putting Sean Taylor on the Mount Rushmore of the NFL. They were very disgusted by that. But let me go ahead and do the intro. Let's go. Keep it short. Rank these careers: Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard. 1, 2, 3.
You said rank their careers?
Rank in order. 1, 2, 3.
Russ 1, Dame 2, Melo 3.
Based off accolades and careers and whatnot, I'm gonna go Russ 1, Melo 2, Dame 3.
I got Russ, Dame, Melo. Next, keep it short. Rank these careers: Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Ray, Klay, Reggie.
Ray, Reggie, Klay. For me. Who's more impactful? Keep it short. Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, TJ Watt.
Aaron Donald.
You gotta put in order, Jim.
Oh, I thought you said just who's more. Okay. Aaron Donald, TJ, and then Micah.
I'm gonna go TJ, Aaron, Micah. And there's a reason why, but I'm gonna wait till the very end.
I'll go. Micah, TJ, Aaron Donald.
Micah,
Based
AD,
on this year,
TJ.
And then lastly, keep it short. Who would you want as your quarterback if you had Pittsburgh or Miami offense? Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Jalen Hurts.
Give me Kyler Murray.
I'm taking Hurts.
All right, man. That was our. Oh, and lastly, rank these running back duos in order 1 through 3. Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, Dallas Cowboys.
Cleveland Browns, Packers, Cowboys.
I got Browns, Packers,
Cleveland Browns. Yeah. Cleveland, Packers, Cowboys.
I got Cleveland, Packers, Cowboys as well.
Packers, Cowboys, Browns.
All right, let's get to the Browns last have the best running back.
What? Yeah. That's the best backup.
You said duo.
And the
You said duo.
Kareem Hunt's better than A.J. Dillon and Tony
You said
Pollard.
duo. I'm not saying their names. I'm saying what they have been doing this year. Or have y'all not been watching?
I have been watching it. Kareem Hunt has been better than those backups. He has more touchdowns than both of them.
As a duo. Who has been playing better as a duo?
Have we not been watching Nick
was the
Chubb?
question,
Nick
right?
Chubb has been like the.
I have first of all, I have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on my fantasy, so I know exactly what they're doing. So do you want to again go and look at the duos?
So right now, Kareem. All right, let me
duo.
give you Nick Chubb stats. Nick Chubb stats he's averaging 6 yards per carry, 593 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Okay.
Look at the per game. You're talking about as a duo. Because they're also 2 and 3, Dwayne.
His first game of the season, he had 141 yards, and he had 87 and 113, 118, 134.
And what did Kareem Hunt have?
I'm going to go through Kareem Hunt stats. Kareem Hunt has 2 touchdowns. He has 247 yards and averaging 4.3 yards per carry. He also has 83 yards for receiving, and he has a touchdown. So he has 3 touchdowns. Between them two, they have 10 touchdowns. So let's go see Tony Pollard's stats. Kareem Hunt and Tony Pollard have the same amount of yards. Tony Pollard has 1 less touchdown, and we already know that Nick Chubb is sitting on Ezekiel Elliott, right? So I don't think that's going to
Facts. You don't even need to look at that.
1 touchdown, 5 receptions. Not close at all. Now let's go to Green Bay. Let's look at Aaron Jones' stats. Aaron Jones has 390 yards, averaging 6.4 yards a carry, which is good. Only 1 touchdown rushing and 1 receiving touchdown.
A.J. Dillon has been getting a lot of bump this year.
A.J. Dillon has 245 yards rushing, 3.9 yards per carry, so the lowest out of anybody, and 1 extra touchdown. No receiving touchdown. So again, I ask you, how are the Browns last when they're clearly better than both
they
of them?
are
This year, too.
Because they are 2 and 3. Those are empty calorie stats.
Okay, now we're doing this.
What are we doing? Like, what are you talking about? We talking
now
about
we're doing this. That's what we're doing.
Like, what are you talking about? What are we doing?
That's what we're trying to figure out. What are you doing?
I feel like that's not fair.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, right.
Now, bro?
That is not fair.
And they're in every game.
And their defense is not as good as the Cowboys' defense. That's why the Cowboys been winning.
Yeah, they're number 30 in the league.
And the Packers are 3 and 2.
I think to add wins
compared to 2 and 3,
that's is crazy.
1 game,
even versus not. I mean, winning record versus not. So, I mean,
I think to add wins to a running back stat is crazy.
It's insane in the members.
It's. I don't think
the biggest running back stat that is the biggest analyzer is that yards per carry. How many yards they get every time they touch the ball.
I think that matters, and
that's the biggest one.
I don't know.
Which is what?
And touchdowns.
For the Cowboys.
Not close to the Browns.
Yeah,
Go back to the Cowboys. I go to the Cowboys. We're already eliminating the Packers, right?
So
Cowboys is 3.8.
That's just because AJ Dillon ain't been getting.
That's 3.
But as a those
Dillon and Aaron Jones are better than Zeke and Paul, in my opinion.
That's why I do have him above.
If Dillon was on another team that didn't have Aaron Jones, he'll be a starting running back.
He'll be balling. I think.
Yeah. So Zeke has 3.8, and Pollard has 5.6. Greenman has 4.3, and
they use Zeke as a fullback.
And Nick Chubb has 6.1.
But that's not the question.
Well, they average more yards.
They average more yards per carry, yeah. And they have more rushing yards in general. I just don't like that you put the Browns last. You could have put them second, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's crazy." No, I ain't got them back. But to have them last is crazy.
So Wayne,
I'm just saying because like Kareem Hunt doesn't carry the ball like that. He catches he receives the ball. So
I'm kind of surprised
in a different way.
You surprised I put Micah Parsons first?
Because I heard some fact, which it's fucking crazy, and you guys need to address this. I don't know how y'all, but you guys are 0-8 whenever TJ Watt is not playing football. That's the most impactful guy.
I saw that stat. The reason why I put more impactful is because I believe Micah Parsons could affect the game in more than one phase because he's not just a pass rusher. He also can be a coverage linebacker as well.
I get that.
You know, he is really good at a pass rusher. He also can have his hand out in there, hand out in there.
But they have one game when Micah hasn't played.
I want to know why you have Aaron Donald last, though.
Because I think, like Chubb said, we're defeated when TJ Watt doesn't play.
But when I see Aaron win, I don't know, man. Because let me say this. Let me put this way: you can't double team Aaron Donald.
I mean,
you got a triple team him.
And I do agree that but and when it comes to like affecting games and like literally taking it over, and maybe I just haven't watched more Aaron Donald games, but I just feel like I've seen T.J. Watt take games over more than I've seen Aaron Donald.
But I think
Well,
TJ
this year
Watt,
for sure,
but
AD is
but
quiet.
I think because TJ Watt is playing on the edge, and TJ Watt most of the time he will probably have one, sometimes two. Aaron Donald most of the time has two, sometimes three.
I get that.
I think that's more impactful because now they have literally more than half of the offensive line.
But they
focused on one person.
But they do chip.
I think that's
they do
huge.
chip. They do bring tight ends. They hit TJ. He just began real wide, and he forces more fumbles. He has more pass deflections, and in my opinion, he really should have 2 defensive player of the years. I think he got robbed of one.
I agree on that. I think he does make more plays. I just think they focus more on Aaron Donald, which slows him down to make those plays. But he still makes plays. I think they focus a lot more on. I think they focus a lot more on him.
We're picking thing. It's not like a big gap between any of these three.
No.
Just think when I've seen games coming, it's like a huge moment that needs to happen. I've just seen T.J. Watt do it more than I've seen Aaron Donald, and maybe that is because he gets triple and double team.
Okay,
but I've seen T.J. Watt.
I think
double team, triple team sometimes. So
I think I guess it's just what you see is what you value. If I come in the game and I'm game planning against one guy, pretty much just like we got to
that's a game plan for both
this guy.
All 3 of these guys.
Everything.
But I do agree it's harder to
that is true.
Somebody on the outside than inside.
Exactly. So that was a tough one though. That was a tough one.
All right, man. That was really it for this episode, man. Before we get out of here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. By liking this video, we get more people to see us, more people watching and tuning into us. Appreciate our fans each and every week that come through. The screen looks crazy right now, but my webcam's coming tomorrow. So next episode I'll be right. Next episode we do have content creator Still D coming on. Pittsburgh Steelers guy, make some Steelers content on TikTok. Guys' videos going around, posted around. So excited to have him on Monday. My basketball season does start, so next Friday's episode is probably going to be totally dedicated to basketball, as Mondays will be totally dedicated to football. So appreciate everybody that comes through each and every week. Smooth, Joey, Chubbs, I got anything I want to say to people before we get out of here?
Nah.
See y'all.
Sorry, I was late. Birthday,
All right, man.
I gotta hang out with my brother.
Don't start that. Don't start that.
Okay. All right, man. Smooth, you anything you want to say to people?
Don't get smart for MVP, bro.
Oh my God!
What?
You really Celtics agenda, bro.
Marcus Smart.
Crazy.
More like Jaylen Brown.